Ladies. Palmer and Skate and Aaron are in his house. We weren't friends, now we're friends. We weren't teammates, now we're teammates. He skates, he paints, he candy paint dripping, skateboard flipping. I knew we were friends when we started freestyling in Japan on the street drunk, and I've never freestyled with people really ever, like more than just 2 words and then getting uncomfortable and walking away. Anyway, he's Sideways Hatch on the internet, if that's important to you guys. I don't know. He drifts the car. He just bought a Silvia, and he's my friend, and we're gonna literally talk about nothing about drifting for the first 2 hours. So buckle up, because it's gonna be a ride. Check it out, dude. I don't know. Whatever. This is about as goodest as it's gonna get. Okay.
What's going on, dude?
Oh, just trying to record this pod,
Oh man, I've been painting all day.
Painting
Squirting paint.
Houses, boats, cars.
Whips.
Dang, dude.
Automobiles.
Giving everybody that candy love.
Squirty. Brat. No, I don't really spray candy for
Anybody but yourself?
Yeah, I only really squirt the candies on my own shit, because, it always turns out different. I don't know. So, I don't know.
Like bad different? Good different?
No, like good different, dude, because your boy can squirt. Pause.
So it's better. It's better every time, and you don't want to.
Oh, yeah.
You don't want to lay it down better than your car on somebody else's. I mean, I get it, dude.
Yeah, shit. That's true, huh? Well, no, it's just. Like for instance, like Danny's car. There's a color that I think you already revealed it, or talked about it on here. But like if I were to paint Danny's car, I'd be like super nervous, because you want to like in between the spectrum of the gold that he's doing. He's like, it has to be like right here, and that's a matter of like you're like an inch too close, or like,
yeah,
you know what I mean, one more coat too many. I don't know, so I would be nervous to do something like that. But if it's my shit, I can be like, oh well, that is what it is. Good enough.
It's candy. It's a red.
Yeah,
that's kind of how I feel about my car now. I used to be like, man, I gotta make everything. Dude, honestly, I think I have like 3 different color codes on my car.
It doesn't look like it. I mean, unless you covered it with stickers. But
yeah, stickers hide everything.
Speaking of which, I'm excited for. I actually put a deposit down for a livery for D Magical to do.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's on now. It's been 3 years in the making and 2 different cars. So I'm just glad now it's a car that I really like.
D Magic's like that like, I don't know, like tattoo artist or like a mural painter that you like really want to do up the side of your building, or like tat your face. Yeah. And but he's like kind of like whimsical and like hard to like, yeah, like he's kind of like mythical in a way, where you have to go like catch him like a leprechaun almost to get the pot of gold.
Mythical creature.
You're like, all right, and then once he begins, then it's another like long ass time.
Well, I mean, it's in the name, right? Magic.
Yeah, dude.
Magic, and I feel like that goes hand in hand with like mythical creature.
I mean, you saw him do Adam LZ's car, so that waiting list just got longer. It's pretty cool. Like you could do Adam LZ's car, and then probably like he got like an inbox full of like, hey man, how much kid? I got $48.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, we were talking about that, and I like being on the team now. I understand like it's kind of like a tradition thing. He does deliveries for the team, and I was like, hey man, I want to make sure you're happy too, because like painting people's cars and stuff, I understand how tough it is to like paint for friends and stuff, and there's always got to be like a mutual understanding of what it takes and like how much it costs. So as long as he's happy, it's cool with me because got to keep that guy motivated because he's got to keep doing his thing. It's too sick, but yeah, he says he's gonna start it this week. So I don't know if I'm like the first thing after Adam LZ's livery, but
I mean, I'm sure he's working on like I don't know if
probably 50,000 things all at once. I don't know.
what's nice is he already has like the shape of your car. Like for me, he like I think he put it off for a really long time because he didn't want to do like an entire E36 in Illustrator. And I was like, "Hey man,
Yeah,
I don't need that. Like I don't care. Just like do it up on a photo or whatever." And then he did, and then it was
yeah.
legit AF. But what's
Yeah,
that?
that's true. I mean, he probably already has almost everything he needs minus like two sponsor logos, so it's going to be pretty easy as far as that goes. But I
Sick.
still have no idea what it takes to do it, so I don't want to say it's easy.
I just kind of like let
But
him do whatever, and then he like
yeah,
kind of he asked me for a bunch of input, and like I gave him some like trash input, and then he's like
like
yeah,
what?
he's like yeah, I'll try it. I was like I don't know, because he always does like cool elemental stuff like fire or like all the like all the textures that he does like all like I don't know like earthly
Yeah.
fucking elements, like
Earth, Wind,
I
and
was like,
Fire.
hey dude, I want earth wind and fire on my car. uh
Hiya.
I just wanted to say September hella big.
Sa, sa,
uh
sa, 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 sa.
no,
Uh,
I was like, oh dude, can we do some like ice or some shit? And then he's like, yeah. And then he like kind of did it, and then I was like, yeah, I see what you're saying. And then he's like, yeah, that's what I was saying.
yeah,
Let's trash that. I'm like, all right, dude, you're the fucking genius.
man.
I'll
You're
let you
like,
roll with it.
do your thing, dude. You do you. I had some cool ideas, and to be honest, the only reason I came up with those ideas was getting super drunk at Julian's. Me and Mike were just sitting there talking while everyone's like playing Soto or Dirt or whatever the hell. Um, and yeah, I had some cool ideas. I don't know if I really want to reveal yet, but uh, I don't know. It'll match the theme of the car, like kind of tropical, but
Sick, dude.
I don't know. I'm excited.
It's your car's candy, so it's gonna just say free candy hella big on the back.
Yeah, I don't know. That's probably a bad timing, with Pizzagate and everything.
Yeah, true.
But
Oh fucking
you gotta
god
be
damn
you gotta be careful, dude.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah, dude. Don't put any like swirls on your car.
no, no triangles or swirls or
Whatever the sign is. Yeah,
whatever
try.
the hell those signs
No
are.
pizza slices.
No, yeah, it's bad timing.
No gates.
Nothing
Uh,
political because I totally plan on doing
yeah, dude, you should just get a fucking Jeff Epps fucking live,
that.
dude. Be sick.
Good Jeff Bezos livery. I don't even know what that would be.
Well, I was saying Jeff Epstein, but dude, either or,
Dude,
they're both weird fucking dudes.
hand in hand, baby.
You should just get both of them, like on like one on one side and one on the other.
Them like doing the arm grab with
Hmm.
each other.
That'd be especially fucking weird. That's like a
Yeah,
tattoo somebody would get, and they'd post on the internet, and people would love it. But then, like in like 5 years, people would be like, "Wow, what are you doing?" Or
that's
they'd be
probably
like,
something you
"Wow,
want to.
dude, that's a sick tattoo."
That's probably something you want to put under your hood so no one can see it.
Hmm. One time, I told Michael that I wanted to get like Misty from Pokemon under my hood, all like hoish, and he was like,
Hoish.
"Yeah, dude, yeah,
Yeah, might as well.
that
Why
was
not?
my era." Okay.
That's like Halloween themed anything, like whatever it is, make it slutty.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, dude. Whatever.
Dude, would
I
that
don't.
shit melt under the hood?
Probably. I look, dude. I don't appreciate your judgment on me. Opening up here. Something that
Hey
I'm
man,
embarrassed about.
hey man, you
Anyway,
do
Michael's
you.
like, I don't know, dude. That sounds pretty terrible. And then I was like, man, fuck you. That's a sick idea. And then many months later, I was like, yeah, it was a bad idea. I'm glad I didn't do that. And he's like,
Hey, you gotta appreciate honesty, right?
Yeah.
Like he at least he's not like, oh, that's a great idea, and then the internet hates it, and then behind your back, everyone's talking shit. So it's better to just be like, hey, dude, you're a fucking idiot. Like this doesn't work right away, and then you're like, all right, respect. But way to crush my fucking bubble, you know?
I wish you could see outside my window right now. There's a dude. Okay, so
You can
there's like
actually
a.
see a reflection. I can see a dude walking.
Did you see that guy walking in the TV?
I can,
Like
yeah, but
you,
I can't see like
dude.
details. I just see a guy walking.
It was a shirtless dude with a vest and a backpack, and he's walking literally like on this like 6 foot tall like cinder block wall, and he's like
Uh,
doing one of these the whole way. Like,
like a
dude,
shimmy.
yeah, the shit outside my house, about outside my apartment, is like it's fucking really good sometimes. I
Hey
enjoy
man,
it.
San Francisco's all there's all kinds of characters, man. I mean, like the last time I was there when we were going to Japan. Was that the last time I was there? Yeah,
Yeah.
last time I was there when we were going to Japan. The beginning of my first like part one of Japan video, there's the guy like in a full like freaking cloak, whatever you what the fuck?
He was in a leather trench coat,
Leather trench coat. Yeah,
roller
yeah.
skating.
Roller skating like is not inline, like roller skating, four wheels
Yeah, like two skateboards.
with a fucking pizza in his hand, like he's delivering a pizza.
Yeah, dude. He looked like Shaft.
Yeah, that's why I put the Shaft music over it,
Yeah, it was the it
just
was.
enough so it didn't get copyright. But
Mm-hmm.
major key,
Yeah.
yeah,
So that
YouTube's cracking down.
so we like yeah we didn't hang out much, and then we hung out on that Japan trip when we went with Julian to go be his fucking terrible pit crew, and then just broke his car when he tried to
To
compete.
be a janky ass pit crew,
Yeah. He's like, our car, can we fix all this stuff? He actually, that's not what he said. Like, we all tried to be his pit crew and just failed
just like
miserably.
hungover and no sleep, and
Yeah.
yeah, before that we hadn't hung out more than like 10, 15 minutes at an event, so that was cool.
Yeah. And then we had to sleep real close in different
Yeah,
beds though. But the
I mean,
beds were really
yeah,
close to each other.
disclosure, separate beds.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't really care. I've slept in the same bed as other dudes. Like I'm comfortable with my sexuality enough. You know what I mean? I'm not like I don't know. I'm not scared.
Yeah.
I don't know, but not so much anymore. I mean, when you're younger, obviously you have sleepovers and shit, but preferably bunk beds. But
Like, wait, bunk beds now or bunk beds then?
back in the day, I used to
Yeah.
make bunk bed forts and shit. But
Yeah. You don't want to like sleep. I don't know. Like at sleepovers, you're like trying to sleep as far away from your friend as possible.
especially in the morning. Pause.
Like,
I know that still happens, doesn't it? I mean, does morning wood ever go away? Do you get too old for morning wood?
uh,
Never asked an older person.
I don't know. It's a good question. Should we call one?
Yeah, let's let's get someone on the line. We need to talk
Should we
about
call
this.
Billy?
I don't know, man. I'm talking like he needs to be older. Billy's not old. I wouldn't
Yeah,
consider really old.
I know it's called a joke, Aaron.
Damn. All right.
I was trying to roast fucking Billiam Shatner.
I was trying to be nice.
I get it. So, so you're on the team now.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's been a little while now, but it's kind of been on the down low, but not
Yeah,
really like on purpose. I don't know,
yeah.
just like not a lot's happening. So
You're not like, hey guys, fuck you. I'm the new one in town. I'm the new fucking hot shit on the streets. Sup? I don't know. It's like yeah.
starting B team. So yeah,
Yeah.
I'm starting five in the B team.
Dude, I don't even take my fucking like snap off warmers off, dude.
That's a flex. I don't even
Uh
break a sweat.
yeah. Dude, I mean, you know, yeah. We're I don't even like I don't dude, people don't even know like who is on the team. Like who was on the team, who's like still on the team, who I don't know. It's funny. But
Yeah, I mean, I guess since it's not really um, posted about, I guess people are
yeah.
gonna know.
Yeah, but that's like one of those things like who
But
cares? Like
Yeah, that's
if
kind
you
of what we all agreed on. It's like, yeah.
I used to be like, dude, we should have like a, bio for everybody or something. And Julian's like, why? And I was like, I don't know, like, cause like no one knows that I'm on the team.
It was all about you. You're like, well, cool.
Yeah, I was like, dude,
Getting stuff
what
on.
about me and Al, dude? He's like, well, I made like a machine check for Al, and I was like, all right,
Yeah,
sick,
those
dude.
machine checks are sick, man. I definitely wanna do some on Flash just with homies. They're cool. I don't know.
Yes, how's the FlashVM thing going?
Slowly but surely. It's kind of um I don't know. It's kind of something I wanted to do to like post videos, just keep busy and do something like um but I ended up not keeping up with it. So like I post a video every month or two.
Hey,
But
dude, I did like 9 podcasts in a row, and then I didn't do any for like a month and a half, and then
uh
I didn't do any for like another month and a half.
yeah.
But
Well, I mean, I
but
get it.
I got them coming. I'm like
I get it. It's like you want to take breaks or like you get motivated for a little bit and then you want to take a break and it's but that's how I get with video editing. It's like I'm in the mood for like a video and a half and then I like take a break for like a month or two. I don't know.
yeah. I
Like,
saw that Lone Star Drift video with Jimmy yesterday, and I was like, I need to do some podcasts. I was like, we need to like balance the internet a little bit,
yeah.
even
I
though like 4 people have watched this, and more people probably watch that. But like
yeah.
shit that makes people angry is like what gets all the attention. Like, cause I didn't even know what the dude from Lone Star Drift even looked like until yesterday.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I had no idea. I was like, everyone's like always talking about like Lucy or Losi or whatever his name is.
Lucy.
Dude, I don't know. I don't know the dude. Like, I don't really know anything about that because
Dude,
I'm ignorant and I live in a
uh
bubble.
no offense, but not to you, but fucking Aaron Lucy looks like a mix between like fucking Mark Wahlberg and like this dude Russ that I know. Julian knows Russ.
That'd be a lot funnier if I knew who Russ was.
It's pretty much a fucking mix of him and Mark Wahlberg, so you know what like part of him looks like.
All right, fair enough, dude.
Yeah, I
I
don't
see
know.
your point.
Yeah.
The funniest part of the whole video was like one of the comments was like he was like saying like, yeah, my garage is pretty hot too. I noticed that your shirt got like darker throughout the thing, but like literally if you watch the video, his shirt slowly comes up from the bottom and comes up to here, and it literally like is
Oh
like
my god.
dark in sweat like all the way down.
Right
You
under the
can't see it
fucking
anymore because we took
tits.
it down, but I don't know.
Dude,
I thought there was like some. I don't want
boob
to get into
sweat.
it too much, man. I don't want to like see like that's the thing is like he's one of those dudes who like puts stuff out and then people talk about it and then like he gets publicity or whatever, like good or
Yeah,
bad, like
yeah.
dude, we
I don't
don't.
know. In my opinion, that dude kind of like talks first and thinks second, but I mean,
Damn.
whatever. I think like yeah, like you said, it's definitely like for attention. But my the funniest part about that video to me was he's like, "Oh yeah, I'm not gonna talk over Jimmy," and then he fucking talks over Jimmy for like 30 minutes.
Dude,
I'm like, dude, you have a fucking guest on, like, let him talk. Jesus fuck.
well, and it's like he like was going on about drifting in Japan and like this and that and blah blah and like dude, Jimmy like
Yeah.
rolled a car in Japan. Like Jimmy's, it's not like he's doesn't know, you know what I mean? Like I don't know, like
Well,
but
and another thing, I the way he was saying like he's grouping people into two groups like that, like
yeah,
style versus like seat time, and then I'd like to think like like in our team we're like something in the middle.
yeah.
You know what
I
I
mean,
mean?
it's
'Cause we
literally
care to an extent, but then
the
it's like
top comment on that video was like some dude saying like, "Hey, dude, like Animal Style does both."
yeah,
Like,
it's like I don't understand why it has to be one or the other to
yeah,
me.
and
But
like,
it's what's annoying to me was the way Aaron was like, the way he was saying like we're better drivers than you guys. I was like I get the theory of like the seat time guys are driving more, so they should theoretically be better. But like I've seen like I don't know Final Bout Gallery like Revgasm and like a bunch of dudes like killing it, and they're considered
dude,
obviously Final Bout dudes, and they're fucking
Simba
killing it.
Simba,
Simba's
like,
awesome too. It's like,
man,
so
you
to
know what I
say
mean?
like
Like,
our guys are better than your guys, I was like,
yeah, dude,
that's a pretty fucking strong statement.
dude,
But whatever. What do I know? I don't
the
know.
dude, the spooky dookie overlord, like
Yeah, Mike
that
kills
dude could
it.
throw
Yeah.
down, man.
There's tons of dudes that kill it that are considered final bout dudes. I
I'm
just
gonna call
fucking it's
him
so
Mike instead of Burst Speed because when I hate referring to people as their like internet name,
or
but you
you
know
could
what?
just call him spooky because I think we'll understand what that means in our group. But
Yeah,
I don't
no
know
one.
if it's offensive to him or not. But I just let, dude. I just love. I've watched that clip so many times because Julian is deep ass voice. That's a spooky dookie. like the way he said it, dude. It's fucking.
All right, so like I feel like we
Uh,
have to explain this because it's like, all right, you can see it at
yeah.
the end of the FlashVM Part 2 Japan trip, but literally like Mike from Gleam,
Uh,
aka Burst Speed, took a dump at at the Airbnb, and like
shit was dense.
it was like it was like the floatiest of floaties. Like it was like you could have taken it to the river and like gone down the river on it. Like it would not
Oh,
go. It
this
would not
shit.
submerge.
This shit
Like
was mad buoyant.
it was super buoyant, dude.
Super buoyant.
And it
Uh,
would go away and it would come back. And that's why we called it the spooky dookie. Anyway,
yeah, yeah. I think
that's
you
what happens
flushed
when
that
there's
son
like
of a bitch like 6 times. Like some say it, some stay. It's still floating.
in that toilet in the
Yo,
Airbnb.
fucking Typhoon Hajibus couldn't take that bitch out.
No, dude.
No, the
Yeah,
shit's
so
still there.
it was like there was like there was the typhoon that came, and so we were all kind of just like cooped up in the Airbnb, and there was like 8 of us in like what should sleep like maybe 3 or 4 people. Was there 8? There was 7.
That's fair.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
at one point there was quite a bit. Like
Yeah,
when
because like
Shakib
wasn't
and
Ilya
Mike.
there too?
Ilya didn't stay the night, but I think it was
Yeah,
like Shakib and
Ilya
Mike.
Ilya had business to handle, you know.
Yeah, he's too important, too busy.
I shared an Airbnb with Ilya once. We almost missed Super D Japan
Damn.
because it's a long story. But anyway,
You remember when you almost missed the flight because you were getting fucking snacks? You fat fuck.
dude, I was like, Julian, let's get some snacks. He's like, I'm down. Julian's always super late to the airport, and it's always like a mad rush. So they got there like 4 hours early.
It's like it's
And
like it's weird if you guys are on time.
I, and I'm always the one that's like giving him a hard time about it. And then I suggested to go get snacks, and we took too long. And literally, they were like about to the plane was about to take off, and like Phoebe was like screaming, like,
Dude,
what do you do?"
me and Phoebe standing at the door were the only reason they didn't close the doors.
Yeah,
Like we were,
we almost missed the flight.
yeah.
So that was cool, but we made it. And then we played Tetris against each other for like 14 hours.
Oh yeah, dude, that was fun. I had no idea there was games on those long flights. There's like Pac-Man and Tetris, and you can like link up with your homies that are sitting like several rows back and like
Yeah, because
battle
we're
them.
not. I
It was
don't.
sick.
You know, I don't know if this is like common knowledge or whatever, but like we all got regular jobs. We're not balling, dude. We're not going first class to Japan. We're getting those like, you know, layover in like wherever tickets, and you know we
Yeah,
don't all
there's
get to
games,
sit next to
but
each other.
It's
Yeah,
just Tetris, all right.
we're at the back. We're at the back of the plane, dude. Like
Yeah.
this isn't no luxurious vacation, you know.
They aren't 3D games, okay? Like, we're not rich. It's
Yeah,
2020. We're playing like 2D games, all right?
I hate walking through the like the like first class part like after the flight, and it's like there's just like sake bottles like everywhere and stuff, and you're like, dude, like how dope would that be?
Just living the dream.
Yeah,
Yeah. I like how I had more money when we got back from the trip. I was like, God dang it, I could have fucking rented a car, or like that's just the way the cookie crumbled for me. I
yeah,
had, like way more money like a month after the trip, and I was like, damn. But yeah, you also spend a ton more money, especially on like food.
yeah,
It adds up. It's cheap there, but you like buy so much more of it,
yeah,
you know, because you're not at home. So
yeah.
that's
Going out to eat, drinking on the street,
that rhymed.
rapping on the street.
Yeah, that was. I don't know. In my head we were killing it with the freestyles, but
You know, in my head they sounded pretty good, but I have nothing to go off because I've literally never done that before in my life.
oh, huh.
Yeah.
Impressive.
So
First time, huh?
yeah, still haven't done it since.
Yeah, that's for for our first time hanging out longer than like 10 minutes, a lot of shit happened.
Yeah. Yeah,
Like
Aaron was the only one that would go to the sushi spot with me, and then when we got there, it was closed because of the tsunami. And I was,
that was quite
yeah,
the trek too. Like during the freaking monsoons, it was like windy as shit. Nobody's out.
it was
There's
like
only certain
pouring
trains
rain.
open.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's pouring rain.
Aaron and I had like had those like plastic ponchos, or I don't know, dude. It was cool.
Yeah, man. Yeah, like reflecting on it now, it's like it's definitely kind of freaky being there during like a gigantic storm that we don't really know. You know, we're not from there. We don't know what it's going to be like where we're at.
Yeah, they were saying it was gonna be bad, but it like
Yeah, but it almost made it better the trip because it's like more eventful and like I don't know. Like of course, like right when we're there, there's like a terrible storm.
yeah, it was
Yeah,
cool though. I mean, like that trip was different for me because like the other trips I went on, when I went the first time I went with Shelmy, and it was like we just like met up with the Wolfgang guys like a little bit, and I went to Meihan like once for like a couple hours, and then the second time I went for Super D, I kind of just like partied a lot and like got a tattoo, and I went to Super D, but like
totally.
there I was I don't know how to explain it, but like I was kind of distant from like what was actually going on for like the events and like getting to and from the track and stuff. There's just too many people to like shuttle around and stuff. So I'd kind of just like,
Yeah,
well, like like give the girlfriends a spot, like give the people who are like actually doing stuff a spot. I'm a chill. And so like
yeah,
this time was cool because like I'd actually never been to End Style, and then we went and like you and I were like wrenching at End Style, like
yeah.
angle grinding and like mounting GT wings and
Eating McDonald's and shit that Naoki bought us. That was still like a wild experience. I don't know.
yeah,
Like
getting
still just
getting yeah, like you I don't know, you see now he like Super D and he's like oh whatever, like you see all the videos, you see like D1 stuff. But like when you're like at End Style and he's like here, you want a double cheeseburger? You're like, I mean, cool man, thanks. I was like, you want some money? He's like, nah. I was like, arigato gozaimasu, like all bad and shit. It's just like, what the fuck is wrong with you, you know? But
arigato.
man, I don't know. Yeah, that was a cool one. Even though it was like that was like a weird trip, but it was cool. Like
Yeah, yeah. It was kind of weird. It was
I
kind
had
of spooky. Some would say.
yeah, I had like
Yeah.
I had a lot of friends and like people hit me up afterwards and say that like you and my like Instagram stories from that trip were like good and they enjoyed it. So that's important.
Yeah, same. There's people messaging me like, "Oh my god, your Palmer's story," and I feel like we're 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 so drunk like so much of the time that I was like, "Fuck, like I hope I don't wake up and like see what I posted and be like, fuck," you know. So to hear some people enjoyed it, I was like, all right, good, because I was hoping I
Yeah.
wasn't gonna like regret any of it, posting any of it.
I mean, we
Uh,
didn't like what's crazy is like I don't know, people go to Japan like it's funny because you go to Japan, you like think you're like, "Oh, you're going on a Japan trip. Do you like explore?" It's like, "No, we didn't leave like a 3 mile radius for like days, you know? Like we were just
yeah,
that's just where
yeah,
we were at if we weren't at the track. We were like staying in Osaka and like Downtonbury, and then like then we'd get in the rental van and like go to N Style or go to Meihan. That was it. Like we didn't like, you know, do
yeah.
any weird shit. Even though you can do some weird stuff around there.
Yeah. That's for sure. There's a lot of weird shit around there.
Didn't Mike like go on a Tinder date or something and then like meet up with us later?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
know
He
if I'm
wouldn't.
supposed to air that out, but whatever.
It's fine. He wouldn't kiss and tell anyway. He's a
Yeah.
gentle man.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty funny though. We were like teasing him about going on a date. He's like, "Man, you're getting it, man.
I mean, I was
Living the
jealous.
dream." Like
Just kidding.
he got to go earlier. I think he went earlier and stayed later and went on a date.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, he like lived there for a while.
yeah, so he's pretty good at traveling and getting around.
I guess. I don't know, man.
I don't know. You were the plug for me with that. You would just get on your phone and in 2 seconds you knew where to go. Otherwise, you were pretty good at it too.
I'm navigationally friendly. What does that mean? I don't know, dude. The only thing, remember, okay, so this is like the only bad thing that happened on the whole trip. Well, that's not true at all. The only thing that bad that happened to me the whole trip was when we were like very drunk at like 5 a.m. and we got ramen and then we were walking back and I like ran into that dude and he dropped his phone and he started like freaking
Oh
out,
man.
calling himself like Yakuza and shit.
Yeah.
Yakuza? Sorry, I don't know, dude. I can't pronounce things.
Dude, I fucking knew that was gonna happen because it was so busy and everyone's always on their phone, like
Well, I was
looking
like, I'm
down, and I was
sorry.
like, and that's
And
the
he's
other
like,
funny thing is like, how do you not see somebody that's like 2 feet taller than you, like just
oh, dude,
giant?
that guy was obliterated. He was so drunk. And then
Yeah, and
he
that's
was
true.
like, I guess, so like, I walked off with Phoebe because they were like trying to hide me or whatever. Because like just in case, but like Mike was like talking to him, and the guy was like talking about how he had like a Lamborghini, and he kept showing him a picture of a Ferrari. It's like that guy might not
Yeah,
be telling the truth about a lot of things.
yeah, and I mean, I don't exactly know, that much about Yakuza, but he was super clean cut, no tattoos at all, like really young, and I was like, he kind of seems like he just thinks we're stupid and
Yeah,
can try and scare us.
he was
But
actually like
okay.
really, yeah, he was like super prissy looking, and
Yeah,
like, dude, literally, like, it wasn't like the screen wasn't broken; it was like a little like chip, dude. I, you know what?
yeah,
I don't feel bad to this day.
yeah. What can you do, huh?
I'll
It's,
admit it.
it's what it is.
Yeah, but that's the game, and
Yeah.
I, I hope I hope he got a new phone. That's all I can say.
Nah, fuck that, dude. Fuck that phone.
Dude, it was like an iPhone 6 something. It was like an old one. Like,
Yeah, and he was like trying to tell us it's brand new and shit.
yeah, but that's okay, dude. Those are probably expensive there. I don't know, dude.
I'm always like
It's
4 years behind on phones, and that phone is older than mine. So,
yeah.
quick
Maybe he really liked
maths.
that one. He doesn't want to get a new one. Either way, dude.
Yeah, that was kind of wild. I almost forgot about that.
And then Josh like tried to like gap that three stair that you gapped on that like dude's borrowed skateboard like 4 or 5 times and rolled his ankle.
Dude, I noticed I didn't skate that night because I know better.
The night Julian tried to juggle bowling balls like in the
Yeah,
bowling alley and they
I
all hit the
would.
ground super loud.
That was like one of the loudest noises you could ever hear. It was Julian dropping a bowling ball from like 7 feet up onto the
Yeah.
ground.
Dude, if you're gonna try and juggle bowling
Crack!
if you're gonna try and juggle bowling balls, be shorter, you know?
I can't believe the floor didn't fucking like it didn't pop a board up like a fucking cartoon. Pop! Whoosh.
Yeah, like goes through the floor.
It's Julian in the
Oh.
face. Hits him in the head. He falls over. Yar! Like a shitty cartoon.
Yeah, or like
Yeah.
somebody like farther away just like launches.
Dude, I in that my first video that I made though, I have footage of you getting a strike, and you can clearly see that you had no business getting a strike.
No.
Like you're not all there, and you're just like, "What, bitch?" Like, you got a strike, like all confident.
Dude, you gotta it's bowling is not about being good at bowling, it's about how you act after you get a strike.
Oh, 100%.
I
Dude, that video on Facebook of that chick in like middle school, like shooting a J, and then she completely airballs it, like not even close to the backboard, and she's just like just flexing the like, dude, she missed, and it's still like a viral video. See what I'm saying?
that's what it takes.
It's all how you act, not yeah. It's how you celebrate, even if you miss it.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I mean,
To an extent, I mean, with bowling, I don't know if it'd be quite as funny, but I mean, maybe you get a gutter ball and you're just like. I had one. I remember I threw it like my friend Devin can throw it like instead of like bowling normal like that, he could take it and throw it like that. And it's fucking unbelievable. I don't know how you don't throw your shoulder out doing that. But you could do it like that, and it spins the opposite way and gets a strike like every time. And I was like trying to tell you and Austin about it, and then I did it and got a strike like first try. And then there's like a picture of me wearing the like bowling pin suit, and I'm just like flipping off the camera and I'm like crouching. So I see
yeah.
your point. Like even if I gutter balled it, like if you pose like that, it's cool. Like
Yeah,
the
dude,
so
you
confident.
don't need to see the action of the bowling. You just need to see like the what you do when you turn around. Bowling's like it's like because it's like one of those sports where you aren't facing anyone that you're there with when you're like doing the sport.
Yeah, it's not like
You
1v1
you face
something.
you face everybody when you turn around. You know what I mean?
Oh, you mean literally? Yeah. Okay.
Like literally
Like you're
like
not
they're
even
like
facing them.
everyone's just looking at your back, you know, and then you like do your thing. But then once you connect them pins, you know, that's when you know it's time to like spice it up for everybody who's sitting down because watching people bowl is boring
Oh, dude,
unless
100%. Have you ever like
unless they have that like real crazy like you know
have you ever made a shot
style.
and then you turn around and like nobody gives a shit?
Yeah, for sure.
That's the worst. Because in
Yeah,
your mind
that's
you're like, "Oh, dude, my fucking people are gonna be
you're not
hyped," and you turn around and they're unhyped.
you're not there to like knock over pins and then like go sit down quietly.
Yeah, and then one
Yeah.
of them's glaring at you because you're fucking winning or something.
And if that was if that wasn't the case, they wouldn't serve alcohol there.
100%. Yeah.
Like it's only to like get you loose so that you can like do a better like strike celebration.
Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah. I think you cracked the code. Like you get bowling. Like, any like legit bowlers out there, like don't listen to this. This is fucking
Dude, if there's any legit bowlers that listen to this, please hit me up.
like let's chat.
Yeah, dude. I am definitely not serious and I don't know anything about bowling except I watch The Big Lebowski a lot. That's about it.
Dude, I got a shot when I play beer pong that I call alley cats. I fucking throw it like I'm bowling underhand because my thing is like underhand because you can't fucking it's really hard to swat. And when you throw it underhand, you can't tell if I'm gonna bounce it or not. So like I'll throw it underhand and spin it and it'll spin in and I call it fucking alley cats and I like even kick my leg out and cross it and everything just like you're bowling. And it's the most degrading shot you could do to your friends
Yeah, and if
because
you
it's like
make
you're not
it
even trying.
and
Like
I bet you celebrate hard when you make that one.
oh fuck yeah, dude! I'd go
Yeah.
I go for a lap around the house. I'm like
Dude, I used to
yeah.
play so much beer pong with my ex girlfriend. She was like a 5 foot short, like Vietnamese girl with lots of piercings and
All right.
tattoos and stuff. And she like was real good. And then like I got good because we played a lot, but I don't play that much anymore, so I'm trash. But like, dude, the celebrations. I used to have like a lot of house parties too. I'd like have beer pong at every single one, no matter what, because it's always a
Oh
good
yeah.
time.
Yeah, it's always like a good go-to.
The worst though is like when you're at a house party and you like want to like hang out with people, but you're like too good to leave the table. Have you ever had that happen?
Actually, yeah.
You're
Yeah.
like, dude, can I lose? Like, I want to go hang out in the kitchen. Like you're like in the garage. Like, all right, man, you next. Let's go. I know that
Yeah,
sounds really cocky, but like,
this is what it is, baby.
yeah, dude.
You know, fucking me and my buddy Pomflo up here, um, we almost never lose. Like we've definitely lost a couple times, but there's always a good excuse. Like we got tons of excuses, but but we have a fucking crazy record. We don't like keep track, but it's like we're always the team to beat. Um, yeah, I definitely feel like you like play with that one person and you guys feed off each other and like always do good. And you
Yeah,
try and play solo and it's meh. But
yeah. Or you like play out random
yeah,
games, like, oh, you want to play? And I'm like, yeah, well. And then you like get in there
yeah.
and you guys just like miss every shot. You're like, we don't have any chemistry. Like we're not.
Dude, I'm that fucking dickhead though. That's always like underhand bouncing, like you can't figure out. And I
So that
bounce it
was,
super fucking low, and half the time they just swipe all the cups off, and the games are real quick.
dude. I'm a
Like,
big time bouncer, and like
oh,
people
it's
always get mad at bouncing.
yeah, it's true. Well, I
They're
mean,
like,
dude, I'm telling you, try underhand, they'll get even more fucking mad because the shit, it's impossible to swat. Like,
all
I
right,
don't know.
dude.
Sounds like we need to fucking 1v1.
Yeah, dude.
Might
Let's
be interesting.
yeah. We'll set up a table at style next time we're there.
I
Just
could get
get
messy.
just get crushed and like slapping beer cups like on all the trophies.
You travel that far, and that's what you do.
It's like, dude, we pong around the world, okay?
Travel 3,000 miles to throw a ping pong ball. around. That's it. No shame.
That's why we're here. We came here to assert our dominance. I feel like they probably wouldn't play that game in Japan because it's like gross, especially like with beer in the cups, and like you can't really play
I
with COVID right now, but people do.
Yeah, I played a couple weeks ago. I don't really ever play with beer in the cups anyway. I'm not that gnarly.
I used to. That was
Yeah,
it.
that's I may have done that once, and I was like, eh. I don't know,
You
man.
know, dude, I'm
Gross.
I'm a little disappointed because I'm a purist in that because it's like you can have your like if you have it in all the cups like you have to drink them, right? But if you have like a
Yeah.
beer on the side and you're like, oh, I got water, it's in the one like water cup, and you know, take a sip. It's
Yeah,
like, dude, if you're playing like 3 beers in like a game, like you're going.
yeah.
You know what, dude? Anyway,
That's fair. That's fair. You're right. You're not wrong, but mm, I don't know if
I'm gonna
yeah,
come
games
if
would
we
probably go a lot differently if you played like that.
if we play, dude. I'm gonna come check your cans, dude.
Yeah, you're just like
It's full. Um,
it's like grandma checking. There's good marrow on those bones. Like eating chicken.
yeah. So like, I don't know, dude. I started these podcasts because like COVID, and then like COVID is still here, but then like drifting opened back up big time, and then I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go drifting instead.
Yeah, yeah, pretty much. I mean, priorities, right?
Yeah.
Which, by the way, this last weekend, if you, I figured out if you sneeze and you yell COVID while you sneeze, it's extra for people in public. Like, COVID. That's a good way to like clear the crowd.
I was at a like customers that were like trying to like fix problems at customer like office didn't want to be there, COVID. And then the whole time I'm there, he's not only is it like it's like one of those situations where it's like a bad customer. The whole time I'm there, he's like coughing like uncontrollably.
Awesome.
And then he's like, "Oh, well, I got allergies." And I was like, "Does that make you cough? Does the allergies make you cough?" I don't know, dude. I don't have
Yeah,
allergies.
it's
They
like straight out of Compton. I have AIDS. Like, yeah. I mean, I think people forget there's like other fucking flus and shit too.
True.
You know what I mean? I think people think there's only COVID now. I don't know. I don't want to get into COVID, but yeah, I think people are forgetting there's other shit going around.
Yeah,
So
you can get sick other ways, I'm
yeah,
sure.
you can catch a cold. Yeah, you can catch other flus. Um, yeah,
Yeah, you can just be too sick with it also. Like,
yeah, you can get diagnosed as the illest. That's for sure.
I mean, yeah, man. I don't know. We're we could die. That's cool. But like I'm just gonna keep on trucking. That's what I always say.
Is it? Is that what you always say?
No, no, I don't. But I should. Feels good to say it.
You probably should. You say it with confidence.
Yeah. Should I try it one more time? Just keep on trucking.
Yeah,
Is that
a
good?
little more of a twang.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
I was playing with my chords,
Make
you
my
know.
family proud.
All right.
Oklahoma.
So like I always ask people on this cuz like, people care about drifting and stuff cuz that's why they know how to find this. I don't think anyone watches this cuz they like me cuz or the people that I have on cuz they aren't into drifting. I don't know, dude. Who cares?
Oh yeah, that Goodest cast, they talk about beer pong and like spooky dookies. Like,
I mean, I guess there's like some dude, who cares?
dude, whatever, dude.
Dude,
Your podcast, dude. You don't give a fuck.
that's true, man.
You
Well, I
know?
mean, we're like, I don't know. Do we do the interview thing? Like, I don't know. Like, I was like, I feel like I ask people questions and shit, and then they're
Yeah,
good.
dude.
I guess.
Get out your list.
Yeah. Here, hold on. Let me pull my
Yeah,
list.
your cue cards because you have those.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is all
So
scripted.
when did you notice that you were worse than most of the people at Evergreen?
That I was worse.
Yeah. Like when did you realize that you should just quit forever because you're trash?
I think 2011.
Okay.
No, that was probably actually earlier than that because uh, I always hate when people are like, "Oh man, you know how people when they start drifting, they already want to be fucking sick and won't go to the track because of that."
Oh no, I mean I wanted to go to the
Like
track because
every obviously,
I wanted to get sick.
yeah, everyone wants to look good while they drift, right? But I always hated like I had a ton of friends back in the day, especially like in high school, that like wouldn't go to the track because of that, and like that was me for like a year. I was like too shy or embarrassed to go to the track. So I started streeting, and when I was like kind of confident enough, I'm like, oh yeah, I can do fucking one corner in like the top of second. Let's go. And I get to Evergreen, and there's like, for people that don't know, it's a banked course. So there's like a 3/8 oval
Is that
and a
the
5/8
first?
oval.
Is, is that the first track you drove? Was the bank?
Yeah. So the very first day, first track, first time ever getting into third gear was doing the 3/8 oval, and that's like bigger than most on ramps. So I was like, holy fucking shit, like that was gnarly for me. Nice. Dude. Every time, dude. Every time it gets me. Um,
Aaron's the one that gave me this cup. He brought it to San Francisco because he stayed in the city before we went to Japan, and he's like, "I got this for you because I thought you'd like it." And
I don't
I was,
fucking know why I
I
thought of
was
you
like,
first.
dude, this is the shit. My girlfriend and I always fight over it. It's a mug that just says clout on it in like college letters.
And it's
It's
fucking huge. It like
dude,
holds quite a bit
it's
of whatever you're drinking.
it's giant. You could
Yeah.
fit like two beers in here. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna say I haven't. Never mind.
Well, I'm not even gonna lie. I have one too. I don't think I ever told you that.
No, I didn't know that, but that's good. I'm glad you do.
Yeah, I bought two of them.
You're like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna buy two of these because I want two, and you're like, actually, I know a guy who might want this.
Yeah. No, I thought of you first, and then I was like, well, they have two of them. I think I and the dude, I'm pretty sure like the dude was like seeing me, like watching me look at him because like probably nobody ever looks at him to buy them, and
Yeah.
he was like, oh, those are the last two we'll ever have, and like,
You're like,
I
even
bet.
better? Yeah, dude.
Say no more.
Dude, if this ever gets dropped and broken, I'm gonna solder it back together, dude. I'm gonna weld this baby back together.
Dude, I'll
I'm gonna
fucking
take a
overnight you mine.
I'm gonna take a pottery class and make another one.
No, I'll fucking. That's what I actually. It's not mine. It's your backup.
Dude.
Because we can all be a little clumsy, you know.
Yeah, yeah,
It
it
happens.
happens.
It happens. I broke a fucking shit ton of glasses like a couple weeks ago. My buddy Luke was visiting, and I was like a little tips. Everything was a little diz, and I went up to the cabinet, and I was like, "Whoa." Dude, it's fucking big old mess. I found glass like in my foot like weeks later. I was like, sick.
Damn.
Like I fucking cleaned that shit goes everywhere, dude. It sucks. But like porcelain ones or whatever the fuck that is probably won't be as bad. But
Nope.
if you break it, but I will overnight you mine if and when it breaks.
I'm just gonna fix this one, dude. I don't know how, but I will.
I
I'm
mean, in
gonna
good drift fashion, just fucking
look it up on the YouTubes. Yeah, dude,
zip tight
you're gonna
together
see
and like
it. You're
duct
gonna
tape
see it like
it.
a later podcast. It's gonna be like duct taped, like back together.
Dude, I
Uh,
finally like not even like 2 months ago gave Danny his yellow duct tape that I bought him in Japan.
nice.
Car and yeah,
Nice. Now it's not helpful.
yeah. Now he's got a super nice car and it's gonna get painted fresh and not be yellow, but whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, dude. We'll be all right. So like, do you how did you find drifting? Like, was it like people around you or like?
Um, no, it was straight up YouTube.
Dang. All right.
Yeah. What 2007, 2006 or 2007? Um, yeah, the typical like watched JDM drift videos, but they were on YouTube because I didn't have anywhere around here you like could buy a video option or you know. anything like that, or JDM Insider or anything like that. So I was watching it on YouTube, and then I went over to a friend's house, and like one of the first like videos I saw like on a TV was like, God, I don't even know. It was like a, it was like Von Gittin Jr. drifting with like what was their crew called?
Oh,
You know the name of their crew. I don't
ah,
fucking
I used to have. I think I had that DVD. I bought it from. I used to
yeah.
work at Circuit City. I worked at Circuit City in like 2006, 2007, and
So
I.
that yeah,
What was their team? What was their
I
team?
know. Yeah, you
What's
know.
like the dumb logo thing on the? They had a big back
Yeah, it's
window
not.
sticker.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
don't
know,
fucking
dude.
know.
It's
And
like,
Turek and all those guys, but I
yeah, it's like,
saw that was the first like that wasn't the first video or drifting that I saw, but I remember like going over to a friend's house and seeing that, and I was like, whoa, people do that in the States. Holy shit! That was the first time I like realized people like drift in America. I was seeing that, and then I started like watching like videos dudes were posting from Evergreen and like local like Northwest dudes. Like back in the day, it was like Walker Wilkerson and like Gleb and like Roland and a bunch of cool like dudes around here that were like ahead of their time. But yeah, it was definitely Japan drifting first. So, and actually, the first videos I watched were Meihan.
really?
Yeah, yeah, that was like 2006 or 2007. I was watching like Meihan videos. So,
I think that's just like, I don't know, man. There's like something like,
yeah,
there's just like some allure to that, like driving at that track and how it's done.
yeah, that was the first watching people tandem in like a whole train of like 10 cars. You know, it was the first seeing like aggressive entries. It was the first any of it. Was watching like a Meihan video, and then do you remember Violent Running?
Yeah.
Yeah, I watched. I was supposed to be doing like my senior project in high school, and all during class I would watch like Violent Running videos on the computer and just fuck off and like not do my project because my project was working on my first 240, which was my hatch that I just sold.
Yeah.
My project for CE was like working on that car. So instead of like, obviously you're at school, you can't like work much on that project or like work on your car. So I would just fuck off and watch drift videos, and that was 2009. And so by that time, yeah. So realizing people drift in America, I was like, oh shit, I gotta do that. I don't know why I was like, that's me. Like I gotta do that. That looks fun.
Yeah.
So yeah, I started. My first car was like a Mitsubishi Mirage or whatever. And I think we talked about this already, but
Yeah,
like
dude. I had a
my buddies
Lancer.
called me like the front wheel drive drift king because I fucking I bombed this corner like no business going this fast, like 40, 50 miles an hour, and like just lock the e-brake and floor it. It's like those Civics that drive it like in Japan at like Yamanashi and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them are rear wheel drive, but I was basically like doing that, and I never saw that. I didn't know that was like already a thing.
I didn't know that was a thing either. I was just like, this is what
I
I got. I don't really know how
yeah
diff works.
yeah
Like
exactly
front wheel drive. Like I was like, I know it should be rear wheel drive, but like
yeah
I can still slide it. I don't know,
yeah.
dude. Yeah.
So like doing
We,
like J turns and shit, and like buddy had a Civic, and then I test drove my buddy's like 240, and it was all downhill from there. I was like, fuck, I'm getting one. So my story's pretty similar to a lot of people's, but in that aspect. But yeah, it was definitely a long time ago now. It was like 2006 or seven. I got into it. I bought my car like '08, I think.
dang. Yeah,
And
I like did it a little bit, but I didn't like go streeting or get into like actual drifting until like I think it was like 2010 or 2011 maybe.
yeah, was that your coupe
Yeah.
S13? Yeah.
Yep.
Was it KA originally, or
Hmm.
was it SR swapped already?
It was K. It was like it was a good motor too. And dude, I bought it and I literally replaced the long block in it because it had this like crazy oil leak from the front main. But it wasn't the front main. Someone made a shim for the front main to like help it not leak or something, and then it like got bent at some point and just would eat up every time I put a front main in it.
Uh,
And so I swapped the long block, and then it was still had like a gnarly like front main seal leak. And I didn't know anything about how to work on cars at the time, like at all.
yeah, and fucking main seals can be tricky anyway, man. Even though
Yeah,
you
it
know what
was
you're
like
doing,
I
they
had
can
like
be.
friends over. It was like my coworker from Best Buy who had a coupe. I went and drove his, he like let me do donuts in it. I didn't know what a diff was. I didn't know what an LSD was. I didn't know what like welded. I didn't know what any of it meant. I knew what it like kind of meant, but I didn't know like what cars had them or how to tell or anything. So I was just like, I had like open diff rear wheel drive cars. Like I had like a Mercedes 190E was my first car, and then
Gangster.
I had a Lancer, like a stock, like a base model one.
Shit, dudes, we're similar.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
front wheel
then
drive Mitsubishi life.
I drove that thing, and I was like, he let me do donuts in it, and I was like, oh, I'm getting one of these. So like literally, I was on Craigslist like the next day, and I picked up my coupe for like 1,700 or something. It was like a '93 coupe with like perfect interior. They were like, yeah, it has an oil leak, and I was like,
Whatever.
I don't know what
I
that
don't know.
means.
What was the first manual car you drove?
Mm, the Lancer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. The other, I had like
Nice.
my Mercedes was automatic. It was
Yeah,
like
my
it was like a $1,200 car. I didn't know how to work on cars. I just kind of like I wanted a 190e like 2.3 Kazi like 16 valve because I like watched touring cars growing up.
yeah, those are pretty sick. They look good. And they have the arrow and everything in the wing.
I think I'm gonna build one.
Pretty dope.
I think I'm gonna build a 190e, but like
Just got the
d-
Euro bug, huh?
down the road. I don't know, man. It was like my first car, so my granddad
Yeah.
was like he was like a Mercedes guy. He's like the fucking man. I don't know how to explain it. Just, like I like Japanese engines. I like Japanese cars. I like Japanese styling. I just for some reason there's like I have like a draw to those cars because of like touring cars because they just look sick and they were fast and slammed and
Fair enough. Yeah.
that's what I saw like before drifting. Or maybe because I'm a baller and I want shit that rappers talk about, dude. What rapper ever fucking mentioned a 240 SX other than
Uh,
Mike?
I don't think he mentioned it, but there's a picture of Tupac in a S13.
What?
Yeah, he's looking back, and there's some chick driving, and you can clearly see the dash and everything. Like
What?
it
Dude,
was
it's
like
probably automatic and it's probably hers.
probably,
Let's be
and yeah,
let's be real.
but I mean, it's a start.
Yeah, I know, but he rode in one and he never rapped about it. That's my
Yeah,
point. All
so
right.
yeah, fair
Like
enough.
Big L, Notorious B.I.G.,
Yeah,
Tupac, Nas, all have said M3 at some point, all right?
and the
And it,
Lexus GS
yeah,
like I
dude.
used to have.
Yep.
Yep.
The
Uh,
99 Problems video, dude. I wanted a 2GS so bad just because of Jay-Z. I remember like being like I don't know, like 11 or like 10 or maybe no, I was younger than that. And like seeing the 99 Problems video with Jay-Z where it's like he's like talking about how you can't open the trunk or whatever and the
Shit
two
boy.
I was like, "Oh, I had one for a minute.
My name Dot.
I had a second gen. Bought it
Sick.
from my friend.
Yeah.
Wish I didn't sell it, but you know,
Yeah, they're pretty reliable cars. That was one of the best days I had was a first gen.
that
And
thing was
first,
sweet."
the thing was stupid though. I had two of them, and everyone thinks it was the same car, but I had the black one was a left-hand drive like US one,
Mm-hmm.
and it was like fucking demon camber. And I don't know, it was dumb. I was like, I'm gonna try that. I've never done like VIP stuff, and then it was like fucking -20, debeating everywhere, and like blowing struts and bending them, and it was a nightmare. But that was my daily, and then got the Aristo. It was like 4 or 5 years ago. So I had Turbo 2J and stuff like that. I did like one event in it, but it was still auto, and I don't know. When you drive like aggressive S chassis, like that shit didn't really do it for me. I was like, it's fun and everything to street around, but like I don't
Yeah.
know. But the thing is, like Jay Z's in cars they were meant to be in, fucking never overheat for some reason. Like I hot lapped that car like it was like a stock motor and like hot lapped it for like 3 hours straight and it was fine. Um,
Yeah.
Wrapping the shit out of it, had to fucking beat on it because it's automatic and like the gearing is shit. It's like an economy car. Um, but yeah, I got all this fucking, I got end flow radiator, all this stuff and shrouding and everything helped that I threw at it, but it would still get so hot. And it's just crazy how like I don't know. There's like magic when those motors are in those cars that they came in. They just it's way
Yeah.
better. Like it just works. I don't
Yeah,
know.
dude, like the VQs and like a Z, you could just hot lap all day, or like a
Yeah.
KA and a 240. It's like,
Yeah. So now it's I took like a lot of the cooling shit that I had and like put it on the SR car, and now it's like I can't even get it to run hot. It like barely gets to like operating temp, and it was like 90 degrees the other day. I was like, all right, sick.
wait till you crank the boost up.
I
It'll
know that's the
it'll
thing.
it'll
Into
get
the
hot.
into the season when I start throwing some shit at it, then it's gonna be
And
dope.
you guys are in the Pacific Northwest where it's never warm. 90 degrees is like, dude.
It was like 99 the other day, but it was yeah, super humid, and it was actually like overcast. It was weird, but it was like kind of unbearable. But we don't have like wildfires and shit going on right now. Like usually that's up in Canada, and like all the wind will bring it down.
Yeah, we have
All the smoke,
wildfires right now.
yeah, yeah, it's pretty shitty.
What
Especially when you like can't breathe, and, like fucking wear a
air?
respirator to bed. You don't even have fucking air. Yeah,
I mean,
take it for granted when you can't, and then you can't breathe, and you're like,
yeah, what can you do though?
not much. Move? I don't know. But fuck that.
You're like, dude, there's a fire, we should move.
Yeah, it's pretty extreme. But I mean, when there's like multiple every year, I don't know. That sucks.
Dang, so you had your hatch, you had your sideways hatch for like what, 10 years then?
12.
More than that? Dang. So you had that for 12 years.
Hmm.
Was that wasn't your first car, but it was like your second or third car?
Second car, but it was like the first car that I like did anything to.
Yeah. So you had like, and you have, don't you have a 510?
Hmm. Yeah, 68 wagon.
Dang. So you got the variety. You
Yeah,
got
it's a weird combo, but I don't know.
Shakotan like wagon thing.
Shackleton.
Shakaton.
Yeah, that thing is IRS swapped, so doesn't have solid axle anymore like truck suspension. It's like all sedan stuff, so it's like super low and cambered on purpose just to show off that it has IRS. I like it that way. As a S14K in it, because it was the same back when I did that swap. Me and my buddy Kenneth did that swap. It was cheaper to buy a KA, a dual cam, than to get a new Weber carb that I had, because it had these like dope carbs on it, and it was way more expensive to buy those than to just do a motor swap.
When you say IRS, does that stand for Internal Revenue Service?
Yeah, you're getting audited.
Is that what this is?
Yes,
Damn it.
dude, I'm really smooth. I played the long game.
Yeah. Like came to Japan, like dude, the government pulls out all the stops. They're like, we're gonna befriend you, we're gonna like
Yeah,
get in, see all your see how you spend, see how you're living, you know?
yeah. There's with COVID going on and this cash flow you have coming in, like super sus.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Dude, I've just been selling ads on this podcast, you know, just backing up the shopping cart full of quarters, you know?
Fuck it,
What?
dude. What do you? I don't know what you're talking about, but that's cool, man. You do you. Like fucking do what you got to do. Blue Apron, whatever it is, whatever ads you need. Like
Dude, what is like
I don't know. Do what you got to do, dude. Make that cheddar.
dude, if they hit me up and they want me to sell ball trimmers, I'm game, dude. I'm game. I'm so game. Like, you want to pay me to do this? I'm game, dude.
Yeah,
Home delivery, cook meals. I'm not gonna say the names of any of these companies because I don't want to like
I'll
cause any
sell out.
problems. Yeah, but
Fuck it.
like any tire companies want to like talk, dude. Let's go. I'm ready, dude. I'm selling out. You want? I'm already trying to get Fort Point to sponsor me, which is a beer company. I like always tag
Yeah.
them, and then I'm like, please sponsor me, and they never say anything back because
They
why would
even
they?
see it? Do they even read it? Do they leave it
Yeah,
unread?
they've shared like a couple of my posts.
Mm. You could say it's getting serious.
Yeah, except they don't give a shit at all.
Yeah.
Like, but they don't. Why would they sponsor? Like, who am I, dude? I'm not a real influencer. I'm like a pretend influencer.
Dude, Erica watches the show, and on the show, like it'll say people's names. It's like a reality show, and it says, like, blah blah blah, and it said uh fucking social media influencer, and I was just like,
Like as their
I
job.
yeah, as their job, and I just, dude, I rolled my eyes so hard, I went to bed, dude. Oh my
They're just
god.
like, good night.
I know that's like, yeah, night night. I know that's a thing, but it's like, Jesus fucking see, like that's someone's occupation. I'm just like, all right.
It's probably a lot of work, man.
I mean, yeah, I fucking have no idea.
Pretending to be like entertaining all the time must be exhausting.
Yeah, keyword pretend.
Pretending to be positive all the time.
Yeah.
Then you
But
gotta like do all the like, I don't know, man, whatever.
I don't know. You still, so before I'll say it again, you still have the best, like, quote, if you try hard, you'll do good.
I mean,
That's that's the biggest influence.
that's paramount.
That's the biggest influence on my life. I'm trying hard and I feel like I'm doing good, but I don't know. Like what's I try not to compare to other people, but
Yeah.
that's number one problem.
It's
People compare every, you know.
it's just some shit that I said once.
I was high
Uh
when I said that.
Pretty much. But like at the same time, dude, you get out of what you get out of stuff what you put in, you know? Like figure that out through my days as a human.
Profound.
Yeah, like if you're like I'm gonna do this a lot, then you're gonna get you may not get like you may not be like the best at it, but you'll get something out of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Unless it's like bad shit, and then you get bad, like you get out of it what you put in. If you do bad shit, you get bad shit.
What about people that get good shit out of bad doing bad shit? What do you have to say to those people?
I mean, you get out of it what you put in, you know? So they must be putting some good shit into the bad shit to get the good shit from the bad shit.
You heard it here, folks.
Yeah. I'm pretty much a guru at this point. Like let's be real, dude. I have surpassed influencer. I am a guru. I'm selling books.
You
Come,
graduated.
you know. Yeah, exactly. Come leave me presents at my feet.
Anyways,
Ah,
uh, where did I leave off? Drifting and stuff.
yes.
Um,
So you went to Evergreen for the first time, and then I interrupted you, and we went on this long, completely fucking useless detour.
um, yeah. So going to Evergreen for the first time was terrifying. Is doing anything like third year and above, and like a bank, especially because like especially then I didn't realize like banked courses are designed to keep cars going straight and gripping. So like you have to be really cooking. So I like started like
They're also designed to throw drift cars into the top of the bank.
yeah, they're also fucking really fun. It
Yeah.
definitely got boring after like shit, man. After like 3 4 years of like doing the same course, because back in the day, Evergreen didn't really run different layouts and shit. Like nowadays, they do cageless tandem and the shit that you see me posting, where they're doing figure eights and we're doing tandem trains and all this crazy shit. They didn't really do that too much back then. It was like mostly just
It's
running the
like
standard.
you run the FD course
Yeah,
or you get the FD out, dude.
that was good. Uh,
Oh, I remember the team name of those guys.
oh, did you?
Yeah, it's the Formula Drift Golden Boys.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
That's not
Well,
it.
fuck them.
It was Drift Alliance.
Yeah,
That's
it
what it was.
was. Yep, there it is. DA baby. Um,
Fucking Drift Alliance. I remember
it's
seeing.
a cult.
I saw the DVD and I was like, okay. I was on the rack. I was like, and they had like the tech academics dude with the the guy that would do like mischievous things, mischief dynasty or what I don't know, tech academics guy. I bought that DVD and then I bought this when I was at work and I was like, it's gonna be evening. It's gonna be an evening. I don't even remember anything about any of those videos. I think I have them in a box
Yeah,
somewhere.
I don't either. Like, I just remember that was like the first I'd seen in the States. I was like, oh, cool. Like they do that here. So,
That was back when they like drove cars that we liked.
Uh,
Like I think like Ryan Tucker got. Didn't he
yeah,
have like a cool like 1J like hatch that was like blacked out?
yeah, it was like on like what was SR back in the day, and it was like Meisters or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, it was on Meisters. Yeah, I remember that
Yeah, so
car.
it's
There's like
kind of
that video
cool.
of him like drifting around some like abandoned like East
Oh
Coast
yeah, yeah.
thing.
Off seasons. That video is
Yeah,
sick. Yeah, I thought that video was super sick. It's still a cool video. It holds up,
yeah,
especially for its time. It was pretty sick.
yeah, dude.
And a lot of the shit you can see was like one take. There's like not marks all over the ground. Like he fucking tried it 50 times, like Gymkhana. But hey, man, that shit's like fucking crazy though. Like Gymkhana's cool, whatever. Like in its own right, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's
Not
cool
gonna
if
hate on it. It's
it's
wild.
cool if you've never seen actual drifting before.
Yeah, I
Which
mean,
most of the people that I mean that's not true. I
it's
think some
totally
people
it's
like
totally
both.
different. You're talking about people that haven't seen drifting and they're like, oh, like yeah, Ken Block's my favorite drifter. Like that's different. I mean, we drift and like I watch it and I can appreciate it, but I'm like, I'd rather watch like Meihan videos. But I'm like a lot of ways stuck in my ways, I guess. But whatever.
Yeah, dude, you're one of those people, you know.
Yeah, and have been for a long time. Because I've been made fun of for like watching and like really digging Naoki and like watching Meihan videos and like there's always like that divide in drifting. We don't need to keep talking about it, but I've been made fun of for like liking that style of drifting or car, but like legit, it was like the first videos I ever watched, and it was fucking. I can't even count how many years ago that was. Yeah, it was like what 2005 or six, so or whatever. So whatever. I don't know. That's what I saw. That's what I like. That's
You're
I,
like, that's it, dude. I don't watch none of this other stuff, dude. I don't care about this. Like, you got a
I don't know. I watch
350Z without
I
a
watch
front bumper.
whatever. Yeah.
I think that you should die.
I don't know.
What?
I watch all kinds of shit, but I get like bored really easy. Like
Yeah. I mean,
like
I don't care, dude. Let people have their fun. You know what I
yeah.
mean?
I don't
Doesn't have to
fucking
there doesn't have to be a divide.
I don't talk shit about one or the other. It's like whatever do you, whatever you like out of it.
Yeah, you get out of it what you put in. You
Nice callback.
Yeah, dude. I'm just trying to prove my point here. That doesn't matter. Nothing
But
matters.
yeah, uh, that first day at Evergreen was pretty. The beginning of the day was really rough. Like I didn't understand that. Actually, let's rewind. The first like I did my 1J swap before I went to Evergreen. I actually got like not forced into it, but I like had a bunch of issues with my KA, like ton of issues, and I kept spending money that I didn't have because I was fucking 18. Um, Kept spending money on ECUs and injectors and all kinds of random shit that would go bad. And finally, my buddy was like, "Yo, let's fucking, I'll help you swap it." He was a fabricator, and I was like, "Sick." So if I run into any issues, like he'll know. So I was fully relying on this dude, right? Like my buddy Kenneth. And um, that being said, like he had a life too, so it took me like a year to do a 1J swap, but it was like from early
Was that your
2000.
only car at the time?
Yeah, yeah, it was from early 2009, like the end of 2008 into 2009. Like got the motor set. I didn't know what the fuck a JZ was. I never even heard of one ever. Like I'm not even kidding. This is how it happened. I was like on like Northwest Nissan's like the forum and like Silvia and shit, and like everyone's doing SRs and RBs and stuff, and like especially SRs obviously were everywhere back in the mid 2000s. And I was like, well, fuck. In my head, I was like, everyone's doing that. I want to be a little different, and like I want to do a bigger motor or whatever. If I'm gonna do it, I want to fucking do it. In my head, I was like, let's just go for a bigger motor, and so I was gonna do an RB25.
I guess you could say you went big, you didn't go home.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I recently went home. Finally, like 12 years later, I finally made it back home. And um, so yeah, I was gonna do an RB25. I like rent a truck at U-Haul to go pick up the motor, and like the harness is cut. There's no tranny. These like everything's fucked up. Like the cam sensor's fucking smashed. Like, and then I found out it was like a Neo, so it had like the oil pan with like axles sticking out of it and shit. And I was like, I didn't know anything about cars. I'm like, what the fuck is this? Like, I don't want to buy this. I'll have to spend thousands more dollars on random shit that you said was good. So we're like walking around their warehouse. It's a local importer, and I saw this clip with an inline six, and I was like, oh shit, like same, but Toyota. Like, and I had like money burning a hole in my pocket. That's
You're like,
literally,
let me get that one.
dude, I literally fell into it like that. Like I was like, I'm ready to buy a motor. I'm here. I rented a truck to come buy a motor and traveled to come get it. And so I saw an inline six sitting in a Mark III Super Clip, and I was like, I'm doing it. Fuck it. And I fucking bought it and then did research on it, which is a terrible idea.
I
Because
mean,
after doing
out of
research
all
on
the
it,
random motors you could have picked, you picked a pretty good one. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little biased, but
yeah, I mean, that's for sure. But in 2009, it was like the worst motor I could have bought. There was like no information on like how to swap it, no NAS chassis. Like there was hardly anybody doing it, and like there was like,
dang, dude, I didn't know that. So you're
yeah,
like one of the first ones to have a JZ S chassis in the at least in your area. I
yeah,
mean, there weren't really like back then. It was
there's
like SR SR was it.
yeah, it
That's what
wasn't the
everyone did.
first, but there was like maybe two or three in the states, and I couldn't get a hold of any of those guys. They were like not really internet dudes, and there was rumored to be one in like Vancouver, Washington, like south of me, but he never posted it, never got it running. I found one guy in
Whoa.
Canada. I found one guy in Canada. It was like somewhere in BC, on it was on like Northwest Nissans or something that did one, and it was like a white stock hatch. He did a really nice like stock swap, and couldn't get a hold of him. Like nobody would get back to me, so I was like, whatever, I get it. So I literally had no information. The only other one that I knew of in Washington was the Drift Office one, which is dude that I'm not going to name, owned later. He bought from them. So I couldn't find any information on it. So it took me and my buddy like a year to fucking finish the swap due to like him being busy, money, and like not knowing what the fuck we were doing. So I got it running like
How'd you get the money for the swap?
working at Jiffy Lube.
Dude,
So I spent like every dime,
damn.
and like did it as cheaply as I could. Um, yeah, so I finished it like late '09 into 2010. I think at that point I bought like an MX, what is it, MX-73 Cressida, like to daily, and it had like Mark II diff, like LSD and like S13 suspension on it. So it's kind of so it was running on like 5 cylinders. So I'd like drive it around and like try and slide it and shit in the meantime. I sold that car to get my 510 though, my wagon.
That's a good trade.
Yeah, I'll say,
That's a really good trade.
especially now
Oh
because
yeah.
510s are insanely expensive. I mean, Cressidas have gone up in value too, especially X7s, but they're not worth as much as 510s.
Not like a 510.
Not like I give a fuck about that anyway. I'm never selling my wagon, but yeah. Anyway, I finished the swap, and because I had all these issues with my KA, and my buddy talked me into it, and I definitely should have stuck to the KA or had less horsepower for a while and like learned more. So it like kind of held me back for a while, like probably like a good season or two. It held me back from like learning any good fundamentals or like knowing what the fuck I was doing. I was kind of like, I mean, you know how it is in the early days of drifting. You're kind of like along for the ride. You're just like drifting the course. And like now, at least with me, now I'm telling the car where to go, and I'm like pointing for this, I'm aiming to this, and I have more method to the madness. Back then, I'm kind of fucking holding on, and you know, you're like 18 years old with a JZ. You're like, ah!
Damn, so you're 18 with the JZ?
Yeah, I think I turned 19 or whatever, and it was like a bit much, for sure. Like it was.
It was like totally stock though, right?
Mm-hmm. At first, it was bone stock.
Was it like it was twins, stock twins?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I got really lucky because
dude, this is twin turbo, okay? Like,
well, actually, I lied. It wasn't. I mean, it was stock, but I put like a standalone on it and shit like that.
oh, right off the bat.
Mm-hmm.
Dang, okay.
Like right off the bat to get it running and everything.
Yeah, that might have been a headache because like with the stock ECU, who knows? And
yeah,
actually, it's not so bad getting the anyway. Whatever, I do wires, so.
So I got it tuned immediately. Even though it was stock, but we like upped the boost a little bit, and like so I started out and it made 300 wheel, like, so that's me starting out, and like I'm running fucking 16-inch like Advans, like they're like 16 by 8 like Advan A3 whatever the fuck, SA3s. So I had like 205 tires on it, and so yeah, I mean for being 19 or whatever, it was a little ridiculous. And like I let my dad drive it one time, and I was like, "Don't floor it, whatever you do." And he fucking floored it. and we're on the street, and it's just like lighting him up, hits limiter, and it starts like going to spin out, and he's like, "Holy shit!" And that was a bad idea because then my parents knew what the fuck I had done, like what I had built and what I have, and I'm super young, I'm still living at home, so they're like, fuck, he's gonna kill himself.
Yeah, but you didn't.
I didn't. I don't know how the fuck I didn't wreck that car worse over the years, because like I learned in it, had it for 12 years, and like had a swap immediately. Um, Definitely did my fair share of like hitting curbs and shit, and like wall taps, not taps, like fucking. I hate when people are like, "I wall tapped," and their quarters like caved in. I'm like, no, you just crashed. So I definitely did my share of like hitting the wall, and then like I started to dial it back to where I would just like, it was still stock body, so I didn't really give a fuck. It was already dented, and I popped it out. That's how I learned body work too, and painting like I do now. Was I didn't have any fucking money from doing this stupid 1J swap, so I would like
well,
crash my car and then just go home and like figure it out.
yeah,
I don't know.
you're like a little tiny hammer. You're like,
I had like a 2x4 of like my foot.
yeah.
People still do that
Think,
today,
think.
but
I remember the first time I crunched my quarter. I think Julian. Oh yeah, I was at my friend's house, and like Julian used to live down the street from my other friend's house, and I was like in the driveway, like, what do I do? And he like literally in his trunk had like, I think he had a. Do you have a Cressida then? Yeah, I think he did. I think he had a Cressida. Uh, he like pulled like a big piece of wood and like a mallet out. Like literally, he just had it in his trunk, and he's just like, dun, 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 dun,
like
dun. And
ready
I
to
was like,
go.
yeah. I was like, oh, he's done this before.
Experienced one.
Yeah.
That's funny, dude.
I'm still kind of trash at body work, but I try my best.
Yeah, I mean, I think we talked about this before when Julian was like,
Shout out to Bomex. Thank you.
when Julian was like talking about having patience for wiring, and you're like, well, fuck, dude, you just like painted an engine bay, like that takes patience too. It's just like, yeah, definitely patience, because it's like you cut one corner and it shows.
Yep.
Ain't
Wire
fill everything.
wired up. I know how to wire. I know all the things that a Power FC needs now. That's cool.
Sick.
Yeah, know what the ECCS relay does and how to wire one.
Come
Like,
fucking repin my shit for S14 Apexy onto a. I'm putting
yeah,
a D-Jetro, S14 D-Jetro onto the S13 motor, so I need to like repin some shit. I have no idea what I'm doing. So I
figured out how to repin stuff on the engine harness side. That's was
yeah,
actually way easier than it looks.
yeah.
It just has these little things that you like pop down and then you can like pull them out.
I've done that before, like physically, like on the JZ. I had to do that a few times, and like my buddy Eric
Yeah,
came over and helped me like repin some shit for
but you need to know like where they
sensors.
go.
Yeah, I need to know like what the fuck I'm doing, so I don't like fry shit or like make an explosion or like fry. Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
know.
So
So
you're going D-Jetro right. So right now you
mm,
have Silvia that you
mhm.
imported. You sold your sideways hatch.
I'm not
I'm
changing my name.
I'm always gonna call it that.
I've had that like on AOL and shit.
No.
That was on AOL, Instant Messenger, and like that's why my name's like cheesy, because I've had it since I was like a little kid.
So what's funny is like I had a homie who like he's like half Japanese and like his brother was into cars and we're good friends and we like party a lot or whatever. And like I kind of like fell out of cars or like I just never really I could never really I never saw it as like a feasible thing for me to be able to like afford or whatever because I didn't know how to work on them. So I was like, well, what am I like? I'm just gonna. It's a long
Yeah.
story, but he got an S chassis, but like he didn't put a diff in it or anything. He just literally had like a bone stock hatch and like would drive it around. And then he like finally like years later got like a two-way and coils and stuff, but like he never came to events. It was weird. Like I wanted
Hmm.
to. And then I have another homie who like it from that era who like was into E36s and he like bought an M3 that I was like that one's dope. We like drove by it and he's like I'm gonna buy it and then he bought it and I got to drive it and I was like damn this car is sick because like it was like the I don't know how to explain it. It was like the cool like rich dude car I guess. I don't know why I like thought that was cool, but I was, it was like a rap song car. It's like that's cool and it looks sick from the factory. Anyway, he's like into drifting now, which is like wild. But like he's like into he's like a little lost in the build and needs to focus on the driving.
Needs to overbuild skill.
Yeah, but that's cool. He'll
Uh,
get better. The car makes like a ridiculous amount of horsepower.
hey, some people just like building. That's fine.
Yeah,
I
I
used
think
to like. I used to really hate on that as far as like, like talk shit and be like, yeah, fucking overbuild your skill, not your car or whatever. But like, I mean, some people, if that's what they enjoy, like whatever. Like some people like tubing everything and like making nice shit and never being on track. I don't know why that goes hand in hand. I think it's because everybody that I know or I've known that has like gotten into that and like building the car and making it gnarly and over engineering things for what their skill level is never hits the track. So that's why like hand in hand for me. But I mean, theoretically, they're trying to
yeah, because I mean
simplify
it's like
things and make it easy to work
you
on.
put all this time into
But
something, like you don't want to go crash it.
but that never happens. Think about it. Like everyone's always trying to oversimplify things when they're building crazy shit. They're like, well, I'm
Yeah,
making it easy. Like, if you have like a quick disconnect, this, blah, blah, blah. But it's
yeah,
always like over engineered shit that isn't hitting the track. I don't know. But maybe that's just due to budget or like skill with building. I don't know. But that's like what always fucking happens.
that's fair. Yeah, I
But
mean like I try and I don't know. Like I'm trying to get better at that, but I'm still kind of like I'll slap some shit together to go drive.
yeah,
But I am trying to like do nicer stuff. Like I blew out my rear main seal on my JZ
fuck.
because I didn't run big enough like breathers from my valve cover. So
I've blown out a few of those, man.
yeah,
I have a bad track record with rear mains and shit and
blew
main
out
seals in general.
blew out the old O-ring. 20.
Blow? I don't
It
even know.
was it was sick, man. Like going down the front straight. You got to come down for New Year's.
Oh, dude, I fucking definitely
You-
gonna try and make that one
Yeah,
for
you
sure.
should definitely try hard
And I'll do
because
good.
you'll do good. Yeah, it's dude. It's
Yeah.
okay. So you like come on, you like pop onto the front straight. You can be in like third gear, popping onto the front straight, and go to like for me like I have like stock gearing, so it's like me in fourth is like Julian and Jason's car in like fifth gear essentially.
Yeah.
So like
Yeah.
upshifting to fourth, and like I kept coming like later as the day went on. I kept thinking like, man, dude, this tune is legit. Like I'm making some power now because I'm spinning tired on the front straight. Like this is wild. No, dude, my rear main was blown out. It's like blowing oil all over my clutch. So like, I thought I was like the
Yikes.
sickest, like making hella boost, and really it was just my
You think, dude, you thought you were going like Mach 1 and you're going Mach
dude.
none.
Yeah, because I don't have like I don't have a speedo or anything. So like
Yeah.
I was like, dude, this is crazy. But I have a speedo now, so I wired it up to my standalone. That's how I
Great.
figured
So
out
now
my.
you can be disappointed. Oh, we're going triple digits, baby. Look down, it's like 69.
Wow.
Because the clutch is slipping.
Yeah. Ding 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 ding.
Sounds like you're ripping like a bee.
Yeah.
You're going nowhere.
That entry is pretty crazy though.
It
And
looks
like,
fun.
dude, bring a lot of tires because
Mm.
as much as you tell yourself like I'm not gonna drift the whole section, like you're like once you flick it in like fourth gear and you can like actually like drift out to like turn two and like do turn two, you're like I'm never gonna lift. Like I don't care what my temps are. I was literally like Paul Walker, like fucking slamming the laptop trying to blow the welds on my intake, dude.
Dude, that isn't that fucking relatable though? Like you're always like, oh, I'm gonna take it easy. Like, or like you go into an event or you go into a lap with this mindset, I'm gonna take it easy, I'm gonna warm up, blah blah blah, blasting fucking top of fourth. Like
Yeah.
and then you do all the corners. Like
That was
that's
my first lap
so
out. I was
relatable.
like, well, might as well blast the whole front straight and like literally like blew off the track like probably like 100 feet. It
Yeah,
was
dude. That's why I asked like Did anybody go off? I didn't hear about you going off until I talked to you, and I was like, "Fuck, that seems scary."
I
But
went off more than I stayed on the first corner.
oh,
Yeah,
nice. That's
I
exciting.
think I don't know. Maybe like it was definitely more for sure.
Well, I mean, at least that means you're trying hard. It doesn't mean you always do good. There's a lesson for
Dude,
the
I was
kids.
laughing my ass off though every time.
Really?
Yeah, I felt like I don't know how to explain. Okay, so like I kept trying to initiate too lightly, like, but I was scared to like really throw it
To like understeer off or
because
something.
like people kept or I watched Sherry like flick in and then like the front didn't come back. You
Hmm.
know what I mean? And then there's
Yeah.
like you're going super fast, so I was kind of like I was being scared. I wasn't using enough of the track. I think was my problem initially. So like I was like trying to do like a big flick, but like instead, I don't know how to explain it. Like when you're coming up like down the front straight. I don't know, dude. This is like the weirdest thing, but like the thing that I have the most trouble with in drifting is going straight and like entering into a corner because like I don't ever use. That's always where I crash. Like every time, yeah. Like going straight and then like a big corner or like
I mean, like blasting
yeah,
a straight to a
yeah,
big corner.
yep.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
know what it is. Like
Honestly, dude, for me, I like got better at doing that at Grange, like driving
yeah,
there. That
well
helped a
you have
lot
to.
because that's what you have to do,
Yeah.
unless you fucking chong it or something. You could chong that shit. I mean, dude, I heard somebody say that, by the way.
Did you?
Someone in
It's catching
the,
on. Oh
even my man.
man,
Yeah, I heard
dude's.
somebody say it, and I busted out laughing inappropriately apparently because I look over and dude's not laughing.
I love that. Like, I feel like in skateboarding, there's probably like people who are like, there's like tiers of like goofy stuff that you're not supposed to do.
Yeah.
Like, I hate to say it, dude, but like you're probably on the lower tier, and you probably like
Oh
say
yeah.
some goofy shit that like the like
Yeah.
skaters that are like really good say,
I'm sure.
and then
Yeah.
we're I don't know, we're probably like the same, I guess, with skateboarding and drifting. I don't know, whatever.
Yeah,
Anyway, dude.
it's super similar in that way.
But that is there like there's like sects
Sex?
like yeah,
What?
groups. I don't know, dude. Like groups like a section sect. That's
Oh, okay.
I don't know, dude. I'm English, no language.
Dude, are you coming on to me?
Yeah,
Yeah, I know what you mean though, because I mean that's got to be like, I
because
mean, like look when like T-Pain came into drifting and doesn't know anything about drifting, and people are like flaming him for what he's doing. It's like if you came into skateboarding now, or you come into drifting now, and you like
he's
don't know what's
he's
going
like
on, then
he's
you
like
get
Little
flamed.
Wayne getting into skateboarding.
Yeah, yeah,
But
it's
like
like
the
it's
difference is
unfortunate. But...
the difference is I think T Pain's actually trying harder. Like T
Oh
Pain's like
yeah, yeah,
really fucking into it.
yeah. He's like trying to get people to train him, and he's like fucking
Yeah,
going for it, and like I got respect for it. I think it's dope.
yeah, I
But
do too.
yeah, I don't know. I think it's dope Lil Wayne skating too. It's like definitely cooler for me to see T Pain drifting though, because like you said, I think he's definitely trying a little bit harder and like taking it more serious. But I feel like it's a hard like we're in a hard sport to like jump into and try and be like in the know or the cool because it's like with skateboarding. There's so many unwritten rules and like things that aren't cool to say or do. And drifting's the same way. So it's like you automatically get bunched in like a group, of what you are. You're like you're here or there, left or right when you
Yeah,
when you come into drifting because you don't fucking know. Or like
yeah,
you're manging the straight because you think that's like cool. You know what I mean? Like that. Some people just do that because they don't fucking know that it's like slow and fucking boring. You know what I mean? Like,
well, I
or
don't
that it's
know.
also not a popular thing. You
Put
know,
yourself back when you were like 18 with a Jay-Z, you know what I mean?
I wasn't manjing. I don't know. Like when I got into drifting, I wasn't manjing. I was like, because I was
I'm just
watching
what
Japanese stuff, and I was like,
what I
well,
mean
in
is
my
like
head, like,
put yourself in that mindset when like drifting was like really scary. Like even just like a
yeah,
manji was probably scary.
yeah, for sure,
You know what I
yeah,
mean? Like to them,
yeah.
it's like, oh, you know what I mean? Like they're like, I'm in this. You know what I mean? But it's like,
No, for sure. But I'm just reflecting, like, when I got into it, I wasn't, because you see a lot of newer people drifting, like noobs, like
That's why I
Manji.
hate going to the skate park because I'm the dude that manjis the straight at the skate park.
Dude, so the dude that munges the straight is like the scooter kid crossing the track, like crossing the fucking skate park.
I guess.
You know, is that hand in hand? I
Yeah.
don't know.
I mean, I don't know. At least they're on a skateboard.
Is
You
he
know what I
slow
mean?
and
Like,
getting in the way and doesn't know the flow of anything?
dude, the skate park near my house. It's literally like a block away. I drove every time I drive by it. There's like a completely different group of people there. Like sometimes it's like all BMX kids. Sometimes it's like 50 scooter kids with their parents. Sometimes it's like whatever whoever gets there first like claims it for the day. It's like the weirdest
Like
thing
a
ever.
like a rental.
Yeah, sometimes it's like all like hesh like skate teenagers and like Betties and you
It's
know.
like renting balcony.
Never know, dude.
First come, first serve, baby.
Yeah, I pretty much spent all of Final Bout at balcony by myself.
Place is fucking fun, man.
I like
I
left.
still haven't driven horse thief though.
Horse Thief's pretty cool.
It looks fun.
You should. The elevation is like like it does videos, pictures don't do it justice. Like you gotta like drive it.
That was like US Air for me. It was like when I remember first getting there and I'm like, whoa. I've watched so many videos and pictures, like it's nothing like any of the vids or pics. Like the elevation's crazy. But,
So you said you had like 205s on your car. Like when did you start like
yeah.
going up in like tire size and trying to like go faster? I don't know. You did like did you do comps? I don't know. I don't
Mhm.
really know. I don't know your origin story, man. Like
Uh,
I don't know you. Okay?
I think you know, dude. You have no idea. Okay, bro. Yeah. So the tire size was literally due to like it's a 16-inch fucking wheel, so you can find shit for tires. And then it was
Is
like
that because like 16s were cheap back then, and that was like, and
no,
they probably
literally,
look cool.
those are the wheels I bought. You know what I mean? Like, this is what it is. You know, I didn't like. I
Yeah.
bought these wheels or whatever. I don't know.
You're like, well, I'm not buying more.
I don't even remember where I bought them, but I was like, oh, these are 16s. Fuck. And then I started looking up tires. Like, shit, they're hard to find. I think first time moving up in tire size was like when I first went to the track and like this pro driver at the time was like, dude, get a power steering cooler and like get bigger tires and like uh, go down in sidewall size because like it's kind of like rolling and like understeering and like blah blah blah. So yeah, this like older dude was like giving me tips, and I was like, okay, cool, because like the power steering was overheating, and like, oh man, it's the worst when it's like boiling over and your wheel won't. It's like going like that when you try
all
and
notchy.
transition. It's all
Yeah.
notchy and like fucking won't spin, and you're just like, okay. So that was like first time at the track realizing like, oh shit, maybe I could like add more grip because like I keep like half spinning, you know, and stuff like that. And I don't know. I feel like I did pretty good my first time out. I was already doing the 3/8 bank. It was like really low on the bank and like almost hitting the tractor tires at the bottom of the bank. So I'm literally just pinning it, and like I didn't understand yet that like you can shallow up a little bit and go faster. Blah blah blah. I was literally just along for the ride. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like
You're just like
I was like
standing on it,
hitting.
you're like, whatever happens, happens, dude. Like,
So it's
like I'm
kind of
gonna turn
weird.
this
How,
wheel and just go for it.
my story is kind of weird because it's kind of hard, or not hard, but it's kind of weird that I put a big engine in my car immediately, like after a year of driving KA, which you'd think I'd kind of go on that end of the spectrum of like, I'm going to start overbuilding my shit. But I actually didn't have knuckles in the car yet. And I had just tie rods and spacers, like tie rod spacers.
Whoa.
So I had the JZ and I immediately had 300 horsepower, but I didn't have any angle mods other than tie rods. So
That's
in my mind, I was like, I don't want to, I want to like progress my steering angle as I progress. And same with the power. I was like, I didn't care about how much the car made. When I went to the tuner, every time I'd get my car tuned, I'd literally be like, run 15 pounds of boost. I don't give a fuck what it makes. Just make it responsive, blah, blah. Like, and obviously with twins, it was responsive. So, and tuners hate that. All the tuners up here were like, let's go for like top end as much as we can make. I'll dial it down like a few PSI or whatever. And I'm like, no, fucking leave it at this. Like, I had to like argue with them, and I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about.
yeah.
So they
He's like, what's
you
this
know,
kid saying?
yeah, why does this kid like not want to make 350 horsepower on stock twins? I don't get it. So I started out like just tie rods. So like I started realizing like I had no grip and I kept like locking out and like running the bank super low and like half spinning, you know what I mean? Coming to a stop. I'm like, fuck. Like as I started to get that down, I learned how to do the 3/8 without spinning and then started to kind of dial a line and like figure out like
I
how to
feel
control
like
the
I
car.
feel like
That's when I added steering mods.
I feel like learning with like big power and no angle and like no rear grip probably taught you some pretty good like throttle response or throttle control.
Yeah, I think that's why now like I'm pretty good at like throttle modulation and stuff. Like it sounds cool when you're fucking doing this, but you're also finding like optimum grip. You're not just hitting limiter and flooring it and lighting them up, which sometimes you need to do that, obviously. But um,
Hey dude, that's what
early
I do.
on,
I
and
just
like,
fucking I just sit on that thing, dude.
dude, fucking
With my annoying link rev
eat,
limiter.
eating a sandwich and shit,
Yeah.
just hitting lock and hitting limiter. But I think it also rains a lot, obviously, in the winter in the Northwest. So like, early eating a fucking sandwich,
Eating the Big Daddy Sando
a hogue.
Calrissian. I
Um, yeah, having no grip and driving a lot in the rain on the off season. Um, obviously, you can't just fucking floor it all the time. So, yeah, so I pretty much left it at 300 horsepower for like a couple years,
So
and
like
then like,
300, you don't want 800? You're like,
yeah, right.
nah. I got the same thing.
I already knew it was too much.
I got told like you
for
can't
me.
have knuckles till you can link the course like throughout the day.
Hmm.
And I was like, okay.
No one was telling me that. For some reason in my head, I was like, that's like what
I was because
told
I was like,
myself.
man, because I had the K and I was like, I don't want horsepower, I don't care about that, but like I do want steering angle, and they're like, just wait till you can link the course. So it's like KA stock angle, and I was like tandeming at that point already. I had like a half cage in like my street car, and so I was like trying to do that, and then I put like some wonky cut knuckles on, man. Like you would put it in reverse and you would like turn the wheel too much and it would like over center and lock. And so you'd have to
Oh,
like
sick.
get out and like jack the car up. So I'd be like trying to leave work all tired and it'd be like thunk, and I'm like, oh.
What the fuck?
Yeah. There were like some
Wow.
hand-me-downs, like
Uh,
hand-me-down cut and welds that like did not get much angle at all. Like it was
did you did you hand them down
yeah.
to anyone?
Yeah, for sure.
Fuck,
I was like,
that's
here you go.
good luck.
I learned with these, and you shall as well. That's kind of like what they were. They were like the, you know, here's a little more angle, you
Yeah,
peasant. Like,
good luck.
yeah.
You
And then I put,
graduated to these.
what was it like? What was it like driving? Someone said to me one time that like, uh, which is a bad example because like who doesn't have sex without a condom the first time? But they were like, it's like having sex without a condom for the first time, and I was like, I don't know, dude. I didn't wrap it up the first time, so I can't really compare. But I guess it would be like if you did with a condom, and then the first time you went without a condom, that's like drifting with knuckles.
Oh, okay. I was trying to see where this is going, like with knuckles, or like you mean with like power?
I think knuckles.
Yeah.
Do you think? Okay, so I think. What do you think is more important, like steering or power?
Oh, steering, 100%.
Yeah, exactly. So
No,
like,
no contest there.
if you would have slapped knuckles on your car right off the bat with the JZ, I don't think you'd be as good of a driver as you are now.
No. Well, it would have taken me a lot longer. I won't like. I'm the kind of person who won't let myself like be bad at something. Like, I
Yes,
fucking
I've seen the way you
obsess about
skate,
it.
dude.
I like obsess about
You're
it.
okay,
I'm not that good at skating, but I
but
took a lot of.
you fucking skate like multiple times a week.
Yeah, it's like good exercise. It's fucking fun. I don't know. I don't know. I like it. It's definitely there's a different learning curve for everybody, but I held myself back for sure, like putting that motor in right away. So it took me like a few extra seasons to like, you know, gather my bearings. Yeah. Yeah. See, skateboarding and cars go hand in hand.
Yeah, dude. They have bearings. They have four wheels.
Yeah.
They have
They can power slide.
They have trucks.
They have grip.
They have tape. They have
I don't know.
boards.
Nuts. Bolts. Kingpins. Inclinations.
They have bushings.
Yeah.
They have
See? Damn.
hardware.
Yeah, it took me like doing the Jay-Z early on definitely held me back a little bit for sure. But learning with no steering angle and then progressing into using steering angle and knowing how to use it, not use it as a crutch.
What was your first angle kit? Did you get some fucking hand-me-down cutting welds?
It wasn't quite a hand-me-down, but my buddy that helped me swap the motor and that helped me swap my 510, he made knuckles that this dude was testing out. So I ran those forever. I actually have only ran those on my cars until B knuckle.
Whoa, okay.
Yeah, I've driven a ton of cars in between with different setups or whatever, and then I had.
Damn, so you had like the same car with the same setup for like 10 years.
Yeah, steering wise, yeah.
What did you? So what did
for
like
the most part?
What did you change over the years on the car then? Like, you just
Um,
add power?
Yeah, so I kept it stock twins for like 4 or 5 years. Like I was also dailying the car while it was being driven like that. Like I dailied it for like 3 years, 1J, and it was honestly one of my best dailies I've had, like most reliable dailies. Obviously, like driving it to the track, to and from the track, drifting. But I added like injectors and boost and stuff like that. So I made like 330, 340 wheel for like another couple years, and then finally blowing the head gasket. That's when I went. I think it was like 2014 is when I like buddy gave me a block and I went 2J bottom end. And then while I was at it, I'm like, I'm not going to throw stock twins back on a 2J bottom end. So I like, that's when I went single, 1.5J, all that jazz was like 2014.
What did you think of the 1.5J?
It was awesome. I didn't, to be honest, like, I don't know, I didn't notice too much of a difference as far as like the car was, I still set the car up exactly the same. I still had the same amount of grip. I still ran the same steering. So like I made a little bit more power and that was it. Like
Did it have more like bottom end or whatever with the displacement?
Oh, like of course, but it wasn't like it wasn't crazy because I didn't push the motor hard. Like I set it up for response and it had kind of a smaller size turbo for like a 3 liter. It was like a GT35 71. So it was like a little small on the smaller side for a 3 liter. So it was like still super responsive. I didn't have to change my driving style from the twin setup. But it made like 50 more horsepower and the power band was a lot better. So to me, I gained response and obviously top end, bottom end, like, but it just made the car a little easier to drive, I guess. But at that point, I had already put up with so much bullshit with the car that like I could actually know what I'm doing with it now.
Yeah.
But I only added all that work, all that setup, and I only added like it was 340 wheel or it was 330 wheel to 400 wheel. Like I didn't add that much. And that was enough for me. Like I don't need any more. I need to just progress.
Yeah. The tuner's like, do you want to make 1,000? And you're like, no, I'm chill with like 400. Like I like buying like 2 pairs of tires, not like 20.
Yeah, it was actually a nightmare. I had 2 motors pop because of a tuner. I was out from like 2014 to 2016. I didn't have a KA car to drive. So I drove some friends' cars in those 2 years, but I had 2 engines just fucking. First one washed the rings, second one melted, and then actually finally my first event back drifting was Final Bout West at Park. Yeah,
I was there.
Yeah, so
we weren't chill yet though.
No, dude, we didn't like know each other yet.
That's when I debuted the Beamer there.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh shit. We did drive together though.
Yeah.
Remember?
I know, there's a
but
picture.
we just didn't talk.
Yeah.
We're just like driving and like
everyone always tags destroy and then like it's me like I like snuck in there.
Yeah,
I just remember
dude.
I was like, oh, those guys seem chill, and then I just like drove up with you, and then I was like, all right, we're in this.
Oh, dude, I was so hyped to be driving again. Like have my own car at the
Yeah.
track. I was like, I'll fucking drive with anybody. And it like that event, I feel like you could pull up to the line and like everyone was like pretty chill to tandem with. Like
That was a good one.
Yeah, that was a fun event. Um, yeah, that was a rough 2 years, and that was like my introduction into like building a motor and like learning what I'm doing. Like, I had my buddy Joe taught me how to put a motor together, and having a tuner blow it up twice, and then he ended up being a shitbag. But yeah, that was my first experience at like blowing motors up at tuners, not drifting. I was like,
Yeah,
I'm always cool with like crashing a car, blowing up a motor, drifting, because I was like, that's
yeah.
part of the process. But like when it happens off the track is when I'm always like the most bummed out. I'm like,
It's a rite of passage.
yeah.
Happened to
So
Jason twice also.
fucking worse, man. Any that being said, now I'm like mentally scarred, and like
Try and
anytime
keep
my
it
car's on the
simple.
anytime my car's on the dyno, I'm like fucking shit and bricks, you know.
Yeah. You're like, watch the exhaust temp.
That's the difference. Like
What's
good
up, buddy?
tuners, like
Is the EGT okay?
that's the difference though. Good tuners, I noticed, like monitor shit or do some testing first thing, just like immediately fucking rip
Yeah,
off
I
any
have noticed
coils.
that also.
Um, yeah, they definitely there's a divide there. Like, okay, I trust this guy. He's like actually monitoring, making sure
It's
the fuel
like
pressure is rising, not
really,
lowering
it's
with
really
boost,
important.
timing, and all that. All the maps are good. Like that, they're actually.
I I want to learn. I'm trying to learn.
Uh, it's funny because it's one of those things. I feel like, do I have patience for that? But then I do fucking body work and paint, so it's
Yeah,
like
dude, you paint cars.
it's
I don't know how to build a motor. I don't even know how to take one apart, to be honest. But I think I could
really.
probably figure out tuning. Yeah, I don't know
I could
motors
help
at
you out
all.
there. I know Jay Z's like the back of my hand after those years. But
All right, that's what I'm
yeah,
talking about.
learning SRs now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's the team business, dude. You gotta like
yeah.
trade work where you can. You know,
Just get it. Yeah, I can. I got skills, dude.
I've had Julian like weld wheels I cracked and stuff. Like I don't know. Jason's helped me out with like anything and everything. Jason sold me my first kit
Oh,
like
that's
back
right.
in
The
the day.
first body kit.
Yeah. He's like, dude, you gotta. It's like you gotta put a kit on that thing, and I was like, because I just put the Silvia front out on him. He's like, you gotta get a kit on that thing, and I was like, all right. I mean, I guess I don't know.
Damn, you did Silvia front, no arrow.
Yeah,
Fuck yeah.
yeah. I had a with like the stock Silvia front bumper.
Hell yeah.
Did I have? No, I didn't have bricks yet either. I got, I got my front end on Craigslist from this like Russian dude in Sacramento, which is like an hour and a half away, and he's like $600 delivered, and I was like, I don't know, that's a lot. He's like, or it was like 700. He's like 600 delivered, and I was like, all right. And like, dude, they showed up in a pickup truck, like with like dudes like in the back, and like chicks with them and stuff, and they were all like trashed. And I'm like, dude, you came from an hour and a half away. Like, who gets like
What?
trashed? I don't know. Like dude, it came with a Bomex front bumper, a Cybon carbon fiber hood that was like painted white, like some beat up like fiberglass over fenders.
Wow. Yeah,
It
I
was
know. I knew some crazy Russians back in the day.
triple projects, dude. Actually,
Dude.
I think they were dual projectors. It was dual projectors for sure. And then the like GTR grill, dude. I was flossing. We painted it at my boss's garage in Vallejo. You know.
Oh yeah. Your boss painted it, or you did?
Well, we like spray painted it in his garage.
Rattle bombed it.
Hmm.
Oh yeah.
That car was
Hey,
like three different shades of white, also.
I did. I did that first too. Rattle bombed mine. Two tone. Actually came out pretty nice. But
That's like all the body work that I did on my cars early on. Like like whatever you like try first, you'll like try all the things, and you're
yeah.
like, all right, I think I'm okay at that, and then you go to like paint stuff, and you're like, definitely not good at that. Like I spent like
Yeah.
5 hours doing a trunk lid for my coupe, and then like I did it like in a closed garage because I like didn't know about dying off spray paint fumes, and like I was like all super high from
Oh
spray
my
paint fumes, and
god.
I like knocked the trunk off the thing that I was painting it on, and then just had like a full blown like meltdown, and I was like throwing stuff. It was
Dude,
bad.
that is not a good high.
Yeah,
Oh my god.
and then I decided like
Headache.
all right, I hate painting things, and like I'll just not do that.
Yeah, I think that's wiring for me. Like
Yeah, so I'm like,
I can do like simple stuff, but then I'm like, yeah, I'm just gonna leave it to the professionals, the people that know what
doesn't
they're doing. Like,
can't be good at everything.
yeah, man, can't be perfect.
I mean, I could probably get okay at painting, I guess, if I tried, but it's like one of those things. I don't know. It's just not. It doesn't like. I don't like. I mean, if I, I'm just not. I'm like, dude. If okay, if I was like sick with like pens or whatever, and I could like airbrush, I'd be into it, right? Like, I want to do. I want to do like some like wild airbrush.
You got to be
Like,
extra. You can't just spray paint.
yeah,
You gotta fucking
you gotta go.
yeah. You gotta like tattoo cars.
Yeah, you gotta go big, not home.
Wow. Well, you gotta start somewhere too. I'd like to see you trying to airbrush something like right now, like, drunk as fuck.
I can't. I'm terrible at drawing.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I think it's because I was supposed to be right-handed, but like they said, like, oh, well, like less people are left-handed, and I was like, give me that pen, and then I started writing with my left hand.
That's how it started, huh?
Hmm.
Interesting.
I remember the day in preschool very well.
Can you still write with your right hand?
Oh no,
Like
I'm
decent?
lefty. I can do both.
You can
I
decently.
can
Okay.
draw a better square with my right hand, so I'm pretty sure I was supposed to be right-handed. But
Hmm, that's interesting. That's cool. I can't draw at all with my left hand or right. It's like I might as well like grab the pen with my whole fist.
I can write my name with like both hands. Pretty
Uh,
well. Like
the flex,
it's
I guess.
I'm not ambidextrous though, because it's like you can barely read my left hand, so it's like not all that cool.
Would you be able to use like chopsticks with your offhand, with your right hand?
Um,
That'd be kind of tough.
yeah, I think I chopstick with my left hand.
Yeah.
Show me, do I chopstick with my left hand? Yeah,
Yeah.
because we always bump elbows at the pho restaurant, and then she's like, "Get out of here."
All right, I need to grab another beer and open this damn window. It's so hot in here. I'm partially like I got burned a few days ago, but also it is hot as shit in here.
Who burned you, dude?
This bitch called the sun. I was like, yo, fuck you, dude. You're not even a planet. It was pretty stellar.
Dude, that's solar.
Got me all flared up and shit, dude. I'm about to. All right, I'll be right back.
All right, so I'm just gonna tell you what's on his wall. He has a seat that he sits in, and it's like a racing seat, and it says Supra on it, but it's not like the Supra logo, and it has like a line through it, which is pretty embarrassing. It's a Supra embarrassing seat. And then he has, I'm pretty sure, a picture of the dude from Malibu's Most Wanted, I think, and some Hot Wheels cars, and a picture of him drifting, and then some other shit, and a pink style towel.
Oh, you trying to see what I got going on?
Yeah, I was just reading, or I was just telling everybody, all the viewers at home, what you have on your wall. My favorite is the dude from Malibu's Most Wanted.
Oh yeah, so I saw Jamie Kennedy at a stand-up in Seattle.
Is
And
that autographed?
yeah, he fucking he had like a stack of them and was signing them and like gave me one. I
Dude,
can't remember what I said to him. I said some like stupid shit to him. I can't remember.
he thought you were funny enough, and he gave you a free one.
Yeah,
Dude, that's
I
fucking
had a
pretty
I got a
cool.
picture with him too. Pretty funny.
I mean, it's a classic. It's like one of the
Oh yeah,
best
dude.
cinematic works of art ever.
Earth is my planet.
All right, cool. You can talk to the people because I'm gonna get a beer.
Sounds good. Talk to the people, huh? Dude, I don't even know what the fuck this is. Erica bought it for me. It's called the Big One.
That's all I heard was it's called the big one.
It's
Out
called
of
the Big One Hurricane.
out of context. I mean,
Yeah, a little bit.
that's what she said, you know.
Yeah, dude.
I'm
They
drinking
call
a
me they call me meat.
dude. My beer literally is just called Cool. Hey, cool
That's
beer.
cool. I got a I got a category 5 hurricane, baby. 8.1%, bitch. Dude, I'm making the Thunderhill trip video right now,
Yeah. Uh,
and you're definitely on there trying to rhyme.
oh no.
You remember when I was trying to get
We're
you guys to read labels and rhyme the labels to a beat? Okay, so
yeah.
people at home should try this. Just put on an instrumental, any kind of beat you like, and read. Just pick up something with like a complicated like ingredients or label, and start trying to rhyme them to the beat,
Yeah.
and it gets pretty wild. And you can
It's
like your head tries to make shit up in between, and you end up saying some weird shit. And get it
it's a
on video too, by the way.
yeah, it's good for practicing your flow so you can end up like Jay-Z. Have the
100%.
best flow in the game.
Or B
I was doing air quotes when I said that.
or B-Rad G, dude.
What else do you have on your wall? You got Hot Wheels. You got
I
what's
got
the
a
thing?
bunch of random shit. Let's go for a walk.
Oh God, here we go,
I
dude.
got a bunch of fucking weird shit.
This is when it gets
Not really.
weird.
It's not really that weird.
This is when it gets weird. An
There's
Origin Lab towel.
uh
Oh, there's a picture of you and Jason touching. That's cool.
yeah, Final Bout 3. There was
Touching cars, not, you know.
well, there's actually a story behind why this poster is printed, which is kind of weird. Um, yeah, you would never see where this is going. Um, so
I mean, it's very touching already.
I don't understand why, but for some reason, back when that picture dropped and I posted it, Fred Lump Lump messaged me and said, "Hey, I want a print of that." Um, yeah, and
Did
so
he?
did my other buddy. So I
That's cool. I mean, it's a
printed it
sick
out,
photo.
and my other buddy too, and then like the SoCal Jesse Anthony, and then they wanted me to sign them, and I was like, okay, I'm not shits, but that's cool.
Hey, can we talk about that real quick?
Yeah,
How fucking weird is it that sometimes we sign things?
it's really fucking weird, especially for people that drift, because it's like we're doing dumb shit, and like who the fuck are we? And like this kid had me sign something at the track one time, and not gonna lie, it felt pretty fucking cool because I was like looking around. I was like looking around to make sure like other people saw that I was signing it. I was like, fucking, you know what I mean? Like I was like, this has never happened before. This is fucking sick.
So
But I was psyched on it, but it was also like really fucking weird. You
it
know?
feels cool because it's like you think back to like when you're a kid and you're like having people sign shit. Like I had Bucky Lassick sign like a hat for me once, and I was like, thought that was the
That's
coolest.
that's that's sick.
That was pretty cool. And now he's into
Yeah.
like he's friends with all the Hoonigan people, and I'm like, I want to be like, hey man, you signed this hat for me at the X Games in San Francisco like a million years ago, and I drift now. You want to like hang out? And he's gonna
Dude,
be like,
he probably fucking would. He's like into cars and like rally now and stuff. Like
he's probably gonna be like, fucking no, and I'll be like, all right. Dude, I remember they
or
did
that. Yeah.
MTV Cribs, and he had a Paul Tracy cart. He had a shifter cart. PTK was like this like
On a
brand.
Cribs, really?
I think it was Cribs.
I never saw that shit. That's pretty cool.
I don't know.
Hmm.
Someone had a Paul Tracy PTK was what it was called. Paul Tracy cart. It was like a CRG. Anyway, no one cares. Uh, CRG is a Italian
It's
go kart
Italian.
go kart chassis manufacturer.
I'm gonna finish so I can put my phone back on the stand what I got. But yeah, anyway, I printed a third one because I was like also hyped that that was my first time driving with Jason, and we went back to back to back to back like that, and that was really fun. I got the Sexy Nights signed
Yeah, Jason still has mine somewhere.
poster. Yeah, I think we all. I remember we were all grabbing one at the same time.
And then
And
they laughed. They were like, "You want us to sign your stuff?" And I was like, "Yeah."
yeah, I know that's the funny part. Like,
I'm
these dudes
actually
like Japanese dudes are so humble. Like, especially the OGs. I got this
yeah, dude.
gigantic print of my 510 that my buddy actually, for an art project at UW, had it hanging in the halls. And he goes, "Hey, I have this like," he's like, "I have this print of your car." When we did that photo shoot, it was like 2013. Like,
Yeah.
you want it?" I go, "Sure." He sends me a picture, and it looks tiny. It looks like it would be the size of that like Sexy Nights poster. And then he
Yeah.
walks up and has this fucking thing. It's literally, dude, I couldn't see him. He was like, came walking at me, and he was
It
just
was just
holding this thing, and I'm like, good thing I drove the wagon, or I wouldn't fit it in any fucking car that I own.
yeah, you're like, why is my car coming at me
And I
sideways?
got like random concept art from Turn 10 when I used to work there. Like, fucking took some of those things they were throwing out.
Oh yeah, for those who
Um,
don't know, Aaron's the reason that Knuckles are in Forza, so you can suck his dick later if you want.
yeah, so that was good times. I don't even collect Hot Wheels; I just end up with them. Um,
How's that work?
I don't fucking know.
Is that pretty much collecting? They're on your wall, dude.
I,
Don't you
I,
don't lie.
Erica surprised me and like hung them up.
Oh,
Uh,
that's cool then. Wait,
yeah.
so she hangs up your car stuff on the
No,
wall?
just this one time. She like,
Show me.
yeah, yeah, right. Do stuff, do stuff for me.
I'm limited to a corner.
Oh, this takeover towel, that was
Yeah.
at Meihan down on, what do they call it? D-course, where there's that just like skid pad where they drive into helmet.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
There was a chick down there drifting a hatch on tiny wheels, and I thought it was cool that she was down there practicing with her boyfriend was like the mechanic,
Yeah.
and she was all stoked and like gave me a towel because I was like taking pictures of her car. She was like,
What?
it was hella funny that like seeing, so when you walk down there, like for those who don't know, that course that like everyone's like, Casey just posted like a video like drifting on that little skid pad, at Meihan where they like wearing the helmets and shit. You can actually like walk there from like C course, and I walked down there, and there's like, that's where people are like practicing during like big drift days, like dudes that aren't quite ready to like hit Meihan because it's kind of gnarly to just go out and like drive Meihan because you like kind of look like a fool because it's really easy to not run that course correctly. Like it
You have to
clearly
like
separates the men from the boys.
fully commit. Like
Yeah,
I
you gotta
drove it
like
and I
commit.
did not commit.
So I walked down to that skid pad, and you can clearly tell like those are the people that like weren't quite ready. But it was stoked. I was stoked seeing people down there like learning. So I just like went and talked to them, and then she gave me a towel. I was like, "Fuck yeah, that's nice of you."
That's like a cool thing in Japan. They like give towels.
Yeah,
Like
like
the Crazy
I
Max
never
dude gave
had
me a
towels, and
towel.
now I have like an origin towel, a pink style towel, and like this towel, and I'm like, what the fuck? I never had like towels. Like that's a Japan thing, I guess.
Yusuf walked up to me. He's like, "Hey, this guy wants to give you a towel," and I was like, "What?" He's like, "Come on." I'm like, "All right." So I like went
Dude,
over
is he
and
that cocky? Like my car's making him wet, dude. I better give him a towel. Just made that bitch squirt. With a towel.
no, I was like,
Probably not, but
I like went over there and like so like the guy who ran Crazy Max, which was like if you were into drifting like really early on and you're on like Zip Tide, if you were like into drifting before Zip Tide and like I don't even know what Zip. It's like a forum, I guess. I don't know. I'm too
that
young for
was,
that.
dude, that was like the guys that would get banned off Silvia, and like the cool guys that would go there and talk more shit.
Yeah,
So I was like in a more elite group of forum people.
yeah,
I don't know. I never went on there, but that's what
yeah.
it seemed like
I
to
didn't
me.
I didn't catch the invite, but that's okay. I'm not salty. I just don't know really. Anyway, whatever. People talk about it all the time, so I'm like,
Yeah.
but like he's like it was like the site that like had all the cool like drifting stuff. I guess I don't know. I wasn't around for that. Like I wasn't really.
That was pretty
I
early
watched
on
like
too.
option videos and stuff, but I didn't like know how to find Japanese drifting stuff on the internet.
Yeah.
Like I just downloaded weird clips on Kazaa and like hope they weren't
Kazaa, dude.
hope they weren't viruses.
Yeah, and LimeWire.
Like
Kazaa.
Russian house music playing over every clip and stuff. Um,
Hard base.
but yeah, like I guess dude, he has a fourth gen Surf, which is like the same Forerunner I have, and like, dude, anytime I post any like off road stuff, he's like hyped, like he's
Really?
super hyped. Yeah, he's like all about it, and
He was
then
hyped. He was hyped as shit on your Beamer, and that's why he gave you the towel. Is that what you're saying?
yeah, I think so. Yeah,
He
because
didn't
he's like,
know you had a Forerunner though.
so he like followed me
Oh, sick.
or he like followed me already, but then I posted my Forerunner. Like it was like me and my friend like just we were like driving on some path or something. Not that I do that very much. I was like do it like once a year maybe.
Explorer.
Dude, I am an adventurer. Okay, I'm an overlanding genius, and I live in
Goes to
a
Japan once. World traveler.
I live in a tent on my roof
Live to
every day.
travel.
That's actually where I'm filming this. This is actually my roof tent on top of my Forerunner. I don't know if you can see. It's pretty spacious, but
Wow, dude. Culture.
yeah. So he's into that. Anyway, whatever. He likes to beamer. It's kind of cool that the like OG Japanese dudes are like hyped on my car.
Yeah. It was pretty funny when I showed him pictures of my car, like Takumi and I can't remember who else. There's like a group of dudes, and they were like looking at it, and they're like, and then somebody said 180, and I was like, oh no, 240, and then they were like, oh,
Yeah.
they were stoked that it was like left-hand drive, like 240.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then I told them at the time it had like the last version of my car had like a mix up of shit. Like my rear bumper was fucked, so I had like race line front and sides, and then like Doluck rear valances or Duluck or whatever. And the guy was like, Takumi like pointed, and he was like, no, he was like shaking his head at the Duluck. He's like, no, he's like Origin. Like they're so diehard Origin.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
Yeah.
Like diehard. And
Well,
I always
like-
have been too. Like dude, that was the first body kit I ever had. Origin Streamline. First body kit ever putting in on a car in video games was like Origin, in like Forza, you know. And yeah, it's kind of funny, like having an all Origin car now. I'm just like, it came full circle. This is sick. And like the team mostly works with Origin, I guess. Like not mostly, but like, you know, I guess mostly.
Some of us do.
Some of us do. So it's just cool that I already, I don't know, we're all so alike. Like it just fucking, I don't know. We all like the same shit, the same style of driving, the same jokes.
Yeah.
We're all so similar. It's weird how drifting brings people together.
Yeah,
I guess.
dude. Well,
I don't know what I'm rambling about.
For those of you who message Julian or me or anybody about getting on the team, you heard it here first, dude. You gotta drift for fucking 20 years and
Dude, that's like
go to Japan, and I don't know.
In my opinion, that should never even be a goal or something on somebody's mind, because that's not what that's not what this type of team, in my opinion. I'm not gonna speak for everybody on the team, but like this type of team is not about like, you don't like DM somebody and be like, hey, can I be on the team? It's like a part of like, I don't know. I don't want to say family. It's like corny, but it's more like close.
Dude, just
friends,
just
and you
fucking say it, Toretto.
Yeah. Dude, you can have any beer when you come over as long as it's a fucking big one.
I only like small ones.
But yeah, in the past, like having to like run a team myself, it's like when people like DM you asking to be on a team, it's just strange. It's kind of like, dude, that's not how this shit works. Like, it's weird to me, but whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know. I understand
like,
though.
It's like usually it's pretty like young kids, you know.
Yeah, I totally get it. It's just like growing up skateboarding, and you're like, oh, I want to be on fucking Girl or Shorties, or you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, but
I
you don't
wouldn't
like
fucking
you don't like
them.
fucking DM Chad Muska and be like, hey, what's up, bro? I want to be on Shorties.
Yo, speaking of that, my buddy actually is going back and forth with Chad Muska right now.
What?
Yeah, you know Tyler, Tyler Adair, photographer from Canada, videographer too.
Yeah.
He messaged him because Chad posted about like a home project, like a home improvement project, or like something like a deck or something he was building.
Yeah, he's
like
building like some concrete wall in his backyard. I've been following it.
Oh yeah. So Tyler replied to that and like told him, gave him some advice, and they've been going back and forth for like weeks about it. It's kind of cool because I was like, that was one of my childhood like heroes.
Dude,
I was like, Chad
the
Muska's
Muska. I mean, that's why you bought the Escalade. Let's be real.
oh, dude, let's be honest, for sure. That was like one of my first
might as
skateboards
well-
was the Rising
might as-
Sun.
Yeah, might as well call it the Muscalade. My first.
I
deck,
did call it.
Ed Templeton toy machine, like OG, like 90s.
Is that the one with the monsters, the board long ways, the monsters, fucking?
It has
the classic print. Like
it has like the alien with the one eye, like it's like a bear chasing an alien. I have that one. That was my
that's
first
the
deck.
old one.
Mm.
Damn. All right.
Yep, I still have it. it's at the shop, and like the other guys at the shop don't really know about skateboarding, and they're like,
Yeah,
"What the fuck is that old ass piece of shit? Like, just throw it out." I was like, "No, that's my
dude,
first skateboard." Like,
that's what happened to all my old boards that I kept. My dad saw a stack of wood and burned it in the fireplace.
oh,
He used it as fucking like kindling.
yo, dude, I burned.
Ah,
My dad burned like a whole book of Pokemon cards that like when Pokemon Go came out with. Like, I could have bought like some shit with that.
fuck, man, that's pretty
Back,
brutal.
dude. Shout out to Misty, dude. She makes me Brock hard, dude.
Pause, dude.
Ah.
Yeah, but fuck, man. Anyway, I don't know what the fuck were we on about.
I don't know, dude. It
I
doesn't
don't know,
matter.
man. It's
Nothing
always a good.
matters.
It's always a good time fucking BSing with you though. We always get into random shit. We've talked about spooky dookies and Chad Muska, dude.
Dude, I feel
Just
like Chad
random.
Muska would be the type of dude that you'd like DM him about like one of his home improvement things, and he'd like chat it up with you.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised, but um, I don't know. I don't really like. I don't DM like celebrities or like pro anything. But like,
I DM people. I don't DM anybody, but I'll like comment shit.
yeah.
I don't know.
But
Like
I
I
did.
commented on Tom Segura's like post because it was like him. He was like he went to some like Porsche driving thing, and they like had him like sliding a car, and I was like, "Come drift with us anytime, you hilarious degenerate." And he like liked it and shit, and I was like, "Senpai,
Whoa, it's getting serious.
is it hot in here, or is it just me?" Because like,
I
dude,
think
stand
I
up.
think I DM'd like Day One Song once, and he like replied. Like we
That's
were actually talking one time
that's pretty cool.
because I told him I don't know why. Maybe I was in my feelings. Like, I had a beer too, and I was like,
You're like,
I
dude,
was
I
like,
fucking love you.
look, dude, you know what? Like, I'm fucking sick of like not saying it, dude. I feel like I'm like going throughout my day like holding this back. Like, I fucking love you, dude. No, like I DM'd him because like he's like he's like pushing 40, right? And he's like still doing crazy shit and like
Like
pushing.
swapping wheels
I mean, and as
in
you've seen, like
the air.
I'm super into manualing and skateboarding. Like, and I always have been, like since I was little, but now especially with, like low impact stuff being older, like I try and do like a lot of manual and more tech stuff. And I hit him up and I was just like, dude, like it's sick to see you still like pushing the envelope and like still doing tech manual stuff because like all my friends moved away that skate and I don't have anybody to skate with anymore. And you like make me want to go skate alone, and that's weird to me. But like skating alone's kind of weird. It's such like a social
Yeah,
thing as much as
yeah.
like does it seem like it? I don't know. But yeah, he replied and we were like talking, but I was like, whoa.
Dude, that's fuck crazy.
Yeah, day
He's
one's dope. So is
he's like so positive and like
yeah, he's like too nice to where like what's wrong with you?
yeah, you're like, what happened to you where you're only
Yeah.
happy now? Like you must have
Yeah.
had some bad shit happen when you were
I
younger, or you're
know.
just like one of those people.
Yeah, he grew up like in a hood too, like a rough neighborhood, and like I don't know, he's been skating since like the '80s and shit. I don't know. He's
I
been
mean,
around a while, so
dude,
I mean, he's probably been through some shit we don't know.
I,
I don't know.
I like, dude, watching like old school like Rodney Mullen or like Day One Song, like that's like always the skateboarding I wish I could do. And like all I can really
Yeah,
do is like roll around on like transition and like try not to die. I'm the dude.
we're
I'm the
trying
dude
not
at
to
their.
die.
I'm you at your first drift event every time I'm like ever at the skate park. I'm like,
You're
ah,
trying
where am
not
I
to
going?
bail. Yeah.
Yeah, is that a tire stack? Ah, scooter kid.
Oh man. Yeah, that's. Hey, I was proud of myself though. Like at that first event, by the end of the day, I will say, like I was doing the bank comfortably, and
Dude,
that
if you went to your first event ever and you could go do the fucking Evergreen Bank, like that's pretty good.
that's what I'm saying is like I wouldn't let myself be bad at it. I was so terrified to do it that I almost like was blackout scared and just floored it. And I was like, let's just do it. Fuck it. And like it was so funny because literally like I tried a bunch of shit obviously that wouldn't work. Like I went in second gear and like e-braked and then I'd suck down and almost crash and I'm like I was trying everything because I didn't know what I was doing. I had no one teaching me, no one telling me anything. And the guy on the start line was literally every time I'd pull up to the start line, he was super dope. He was like, dude, try this. He's like, dude, floor it, dude, blah blah blah. Like, I was like, all right. And then
That's pretty cool.
he's like, dude, upshift. And I started trying third gear, and then it started working out. And towards the end of the event, I was like doing the bank, like I knew what I was doing. And I was like, holy shit. But at that point, I already been into drifting for like 2 years, right? Like,
It's good to have. You got to have those people. You got to have those people because like
yeah,
the people that I got into drifting with didn't know drifting either. Like we were like learning together pretty much. And then like the OGs that I like worked with, like all they ever like they did like one event ever, you know. And they were like mountain guys, but like later on, I think I realized they just were into the cars and the like culture and like
yeah,
going and driving probably was like a rare occasion kind of thing. So like getting like car set up and like all that stuff wasn't super helpful, you know?
yeah,
I don't know.
yeah, yeah. That's you definitely need people like that around you for sure. I always like growing up skateboarding and like playing basketball. I think I told you this before, but like I always look at it as like try and fuck with people that are like better than you at it because that's how you progress. And like that's what I always did in basketball, like and in skateboarding. And
You play basketball too?
dude, yeah, that's the one sport I stuck with for 15
Dude,
plus
you and
years.
Jason, I want to see 1v1 with you and
Dude,
Jason.
you don't rolls Play-Doh, baby. You
Dude,
don't
I
even
gotta
fucking
see
want to
this.
catch this
This
fade,
is going down. This has to go down. This has to go down. Dude,
Jason, I'm calling you out. Let's go.
I'm taking
Let's go.
bets. Dude, I'm taking bets. I'm taking bets. We're gonna
Okay.
Oh man.
I don't know if you're gonna believe me.
We're not gonna
but, okay.
televise this, but this is definitely gonna go down at the compound for sure.
No, dude, fuck that. Let's film it, dude. Let's vlog it, dude. Premiere. No, you probably won't believe me, but I swear to God. Okay, so
If you
in
beat
eighth,
him, you can stay on the team.
that's what Final Bout said when I ran their comp in Assetto Corsa.
What? If you
They-
beat
they-
Julian, you can stay on the team.
No, they were like, if you lose this, you're off the team. I was-
Which team?
I'm fucking up the context, but they were saying, like it was the first time like doing anything publicly talking about Animal Style, and they were like, if you lose this, you're off the team. They'll be ashamed of you. You know what I mean?
Dude, we just absorbed you, okay? Your car was already red. It was like, you know?
Absorbed,
Yeah.
like I'm a fucking like molecule.
Yeah. Well, I
Yeah.
mean, I'm pretty sure it was game over once you swallowed the tadpole in Shawano.
Oh my fucking God. I had just told Erica about that like a week ago.
Oh,
Bruh,
I was
she was
pissed I
like-
left that night.
Bro, I know that was a bummer. I was fucking, well, you know what, dude? Pure precious bitch.
Yeah.
know?
Well,
And, like, Phoebe
there
was
a
like-
bet. There was a bet that you lost.
I
You
made
didn't-
the bet
you didn't
because
You
I
didn't
was
just go
drunk.
eat a tadpole. Yeah.
and I was not in my right mind.
But you didn't swallow it. I mean,
I
you
don't- I
swallowed
don't-
it, but it didn't stay down.
I don't mix alcohol well, and Phoebe was like, "Here, have a shot," and she's like, "Don't be a little bitch." And then I was like, "Geez, okay." And then next thing you know, a bunch of shots, like a bunch of beer, and I don't know why I made this bet, but I was like, I looked at, I think it was specifically like Michael, D Magic, Michael, and Julian. Anyone that was around me, I was like, if anybody can catch a tadpole in, what was it, dude? It was like, if anyone could catch a tadpole in under a minute, I'll try and swallow it. Like I'll swallow it. And then, but dude, I haven't seen
Well, there goes
anybody
my
that
PETA
motivated.
sponsorship.
Dude, I haven't seen anything. I haven't seen anything motivate those dudes that heavy. Like Michael, Julian, everyone's like, and then they fucking jet outside. We're in Shawano, right? And we're on this like lake. They jet outside the Airbnb and go. And I swear to fucking God, in less than 30 seconds, they came back in with the biggest tadpole I've ever fucking seen, dude. This thing was not even, it was ready to pop, dude. It was a
wasn't a tadpole.
clear sack of shit.
It was
a clear
it
sack,
was a
like-
frog.
Dude,
It
it
was
was straight up a frog,
was
like
a frog
in a
without legs.
cocoon. It was a
Yeah.
frog in a cocoon with no legs. It was huge. Dude, you need some KY and slip it down your throat. The thing was fucking huge, man.
Dude.
Okay, so and I'm not gonna not fucking try because I like made the bet, and then like Like you've
Yeah,
got
dude, you
like
want to
drunk
be
me and like sober me, and it was like mixing like do it, don't do it, do it, don't do it. And then I had this thought like you remember in fucking you remember in fucking Rugrats when like
the
Chucky or some
watermelon.
they swallow the watermelon
Yep.
or whatever, or they go
Yeah.
inside and like try
Yeah,
and get
yeah,
it because
yeah.
they don't want the watermelon to spread.
To
In my
spread and
mind,
explode.
my
Yeah.
child head was like, dude, what if
Dude,
this frog goes inside of you and fucking like
and like turns into a frog.
in hatch? Yeah, what if this tadpole goes inside of you, turns into a frog, and then like fucking spawns or something? I don't know.
Yeah, and then you
But I
got
had that thought, and that was like literally a 1 second thought in my head. It's very fucking churlish. But anyway, I fucking go for it, right? I throw this 3-inch tadpole into my mouth and try and swallow it, and immediately, dude, I tried as hard as I could, and like my body would not let me. It was like, bleh.
yeah, I was like
Goes
like
right into the sink,
you're like
and
your body's like that's alive.
drunk me goes, oh, dude, I want to like impress my friends. I got to try again, and I grab it out of the fucking sink, which is disgusting, and tried again, and it didn't work again, and then I gave up.
You're pretty much Steve-O
Pretty much, dude. I mean, I
at
didn't
this.
like I didn't like butt chug it or anything, but like I didn't fucking snort it, but I mean, I'm kind of you can say it.
Julian likes. I think Julian likes catching animals as much as he likes drifting. Like,
That
like
trip gallery in Shawano was the first time ever catching a frog
he's pretty much
for
like
me.
every time. Yeah, pretty much like anywhere we go, it's like Wild Boys. Like, uh, fuck, dude.
Yeah,
Anyway, I don't know.
yeah. That he definitely hyped me up to try and catch frogs, and I
Two
fucking did.
Shanes, Shane, him
Dude,
and
it was
Julian,
caught one that fucking big.
like when there's like frogs
Stoked.
and lizards and shit to catch, like that's a thing. That's for sure a thing. Like it goes
It's
down.
going down. Yeah,
Yeah.
dude. I think even Danny caught one.
Shout out Two Shanes.
Yeah, 2 Chainz is dope.
Yeah. He's also like he's like one of those dudes who just tries shit and is like really good at it and it's bullshit. Like he's like,
Yeah.
oh, like I've only ever drifted like a couple times. I was like, oh, I was like driving my friend Julian DeMay's like S12 with like a VQ in it.
Oh yeah, the white one.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
and I was like, dude, this thing's wild. And he's like,
That's a
oh,
VQ, huh?
yeah. Well, it was like VQ with nitrous last time I drove it,
Okay.
but like when it was just
Fuck.
VQ, yeah, it's the
Jesus, that's
and
wild.
it's like on 15s, but he had like custom rear end. He's crazy, but
That's pretty wild.
He's a good driver.
Yeah, I have footage of you guys, you driving with them at Thunderhill.
Yeah.
It's going in my video,
Ooh,
dude. I got a minute intro so far, and I laugh every time I see it. Like I got
That's-
so much good B-roll of that. It makes me wonder, like, are just my friends gonna watch this and laugh, or like, you know what I mean?
Probably.
Just
dude.
my friends. I hope other people find it funny.
I mean,
too.
like, not that many people watch these YouTube videos, but like the podcast like downloads and stuff are going up. Like more and more people are doing that.
yeah,
I think so.
yeah.
I might just like do that. I don't know, but I'll put the videos out. Why not?
You should. I mean, if anything, it's fun just for memories too, and like, I don't know. Like that's kind of why. Well, I don't even remember why I started making YouTube videos. It was like just posting drifting because I like would watch. I loved in-car video. Like okay, first of all, what I mean by I wouldn't let myself be bad at drifting, like fully student of the game. Like I fucking always watch in-car video. I treated it just like how I treated skateboarding and basketball, like always watching footage and like learning, right? So like I always watch in-car footage because you can learn so fucking much from like good drivers, people better
I
than you.
don't know how to like process it. I don't know how to like learn from watching in car. I've been like trying to do that more, and like
Really?
I'm like the learn by I like have to learn by doing.
Well, I mean, that makes sense. It's also really hard. This is a whole other topic, but it's also really hard to learn. Like you watch that and go apply it. And if, for example, at Evergreen, if you don't have a cage and you're sitting in line, you do a lap and you have to sit in line for 20 minutes before you can even do another run. So it's hard to even
Yeah.
process what you just tried.
Yeah,
And when
for
you're
sure.
new, like that's why I've been doing a lot of private events with like 6 people. Well, my point being is like if you watch a video like that, it's got to be actively in your head. Like, fuck, I want to try that. You know what I mean? and I'm
Yeah.
not gonna fucking put it on my DVD player in the car and watch it at the event. Like I'm at the event. You know what I mean? I'm at the
Hey,
event
dude.
driving. Like,
Cool. You slipped the flex in there. I appreciate it.
hey, it came in the car from Japan, so dude, which is funny, it's the same exact like DVD player radio setup that I had in my Aristo that came from Japan. The
Whoa.
same exact one, and I got so used.
Carcera or something?
No, it's a nice. It's like a JVC or something, like something
Okay.
nice.
All right.
And I got super used to it because I dailied my Aristo for like almost 4 years. And then
Yeah.
when the Silvia shipped, I was like, oh, cool. I don't have to like relearn the radio and shit. It was kind of sick.
Yeah, that's cool.
But yeah, my point being like certain events and tracks, it's hard to like learn back to back. So like there's a drift school up here that I try and go and like instruct at or whatever because
Oh, that's cool.
yeah, it's pretty
I
cool.
want to do that more.
They only do that a couple times a year, and no
I love
offense,
teaching people how to drift, man. Like that's
no,
like the,
no offense, but there's a lot of people up here that try and teach people how to drift that don't know how to drift. They'll be
Yeah.
like, dude, they hop in a car and they're like, just rip the e-brake, and I'm like, the first thing I tell them because I heard that happen, that made me go to almost every drift school after that. Just volunteer. I don't even get paid to do it. I'm there all day long, pouring rain, whatever.
yeah.
I just enjoy watching people when it clicks in their head and you see them start to figure out.
Yeah.
It's so dope to see. Like it's like you see that click, and it makes me try and remember when that happened for me, and I can't ever remember when it clicked. But like it's so cool to see in a person that's learning how to drift. But first thing I say is like, don't even touch your e-brake or think about it this whole fucking day. It's your first time drifting? No, don't even think about it. Like, 'cause that's the first thing. Some people are yelling, like, just pull the e-brake. And like, dude, I've seen people like think about it when you don't know how to drift. Like, some people don't even know you got to clutch in the e-brake. Like, I've
Yeah.
seen that at the track. Like,
Yeah.
too much going on to calibrate. Like, just fucking learn basic techniques first. Like, you know,
Yeah. I started with clutch
Like-
kicking too.
e-brake is like tier 2 or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah. I
Stage
started with clutch
2.
kicking because it's like you can kind of keep your hands on the wheel,
Yeah.
right? So
So you
like
feel more in control.
yeah, at the drifting school I helped at for like
What
a couple
track?
days.
Or was it?
It was just on the skid pad at Thunderhill,
Oh, yeah.
and like there was like such a range of people. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
uh I gave it was like this girl's birthday and she was like super into drifting. They were like it was like a young group of girls. Like it was like a Groupon thing that they like had the dude that ran it like put it on Groupon. And
No
like
shit.
they were so hyped, dude.
That's
And
pretty
one of
cool.
them linked the whole thing like based on my like not based on my instruction. Like obviously like she did it. Like not all of them did, but like yo, she linked the whole course in like a auto like KA like stock knuckle car.
Dude, do you know how rare that is that people listen to what you say and then apply
It was
it?
the coolest thing ever. And then so like because it was her birthday
sick.
and it started like torrential downpouring. At the end of the day, you like give everybody like a lap around the course in the school cars.
Yeah.
And so because it was her birthday and she linked the course, I took her like 3 times around and I'd like try to like get up on one of the other teachers' cars and stuff.
You just fucking look over, you fucking cut in your eye, you're like, you like that, bitch? You fucking look over.
No,
yeah,
no.
you're like,
They
yeah.
were, not like that,
Okay.
not like that.
Uh-huh.
No, they were cool. I was just being friendly, but I was like, all right, cool. I was like, it's your birthday, all right,
All right,
you'll see.
watch this.
I got you, dude. That was like
Hold
that
my
made
beer.
my whole thing because it was like she was there for her birthday party. Like this was like a girl who came for her birthday party to go drifting, and I was like, and she like actually like really wanted to learn how to do it, and like I
cool.
kind of taught her,
Yeah.
and then I like got to like show her, you know, what's up, you know.
Dude, it's cool. Like,
I got in
Like-
trouble because I kept going too hard on the like student ride along part. He's like, come on, man, like
take it easy.
it was cool because it was weird. It was like an auto KA, but it would hit limiter.
Holy shit.
Like,
Huh.
it was wild. Like it would like had like a lot of go. It was good. It was a good car. So like,
Healthy.
I would like chuck it in, like hit limiter and stuff, and I'd be like, all right, come on, man, like let's keep these cars running all weekend. I'm like,
Yeah, they're like, take it down a notch. These have to last.
it's like I don't know how to chill, dude.
We're not made of money.
I'm not saying that I'm like
Yeah.
good or whatever. I'm just, it's like a stock car, and I wanted to have a good time.
Well, you know,
The
I don't want
worst
to
is-
name any names,
The
but
worst is the autocross people, though. Have you like taught autocross people?
yeah, and that's why dude, that's a good point because I firmly believe this is my belief. I think that people that start this might be an unpopular opinion, but I think that people that start drifting first and then get into autocross will eventually be a better driver overall. Because I've seen dudes struggle for years that autocross and come into drifting and try and go back and forth. They struggle for years to drift because they are too stiff. They hold the wheel too much. They don't want to recover because they learn how to recover by like fucking. You never let go of the wheel. Like that's the hardest thing for most people is like letting go of the wheel. They're like,
Yeah,
you don't do that in autocross. You fucking, you know what I mean? So like,
yeah,
in my opinion, like some of the like elite drivers are gonna be people that. I mean, look at like Streeter, like doing toge shit and like gripping, or people like that, or like even Be Strong has like gotten into some grip driving over the years, or like you know,
dude, Yota,
yeah.
however
Oh
you want to
yeah,
say it.
dude. Yeah,
He like
yeah.
goes and
Him
wins
too.
like he goes and wins like Honda front wheel drive races. Like he like
Yeah, that's dude. In my opinion, like you already know the limits of cars drifting. Like
yeah.
you know what happens when they spin out, when they what you know how to recover them, whatever it is. Like you already know how it feels when they snap over. It's way different with front wheel drive. So Yoda's fucking wild.
Yeah.
But
I had Sally on and she was like, I'm learning how to drift because it's gonna make me a better, faster racer, essentially. And I was like,
yeah, when
yeah,
I heard that, I was like, I 100% agree. But that's my opinion, just from like teaching drift schools with students that came from autocross and they're driving. Like this one kid brought a stock Miata and like open diff and everything and was like struggling really bad. And
it's because
I
they
mean,
won't like their like goal is to like apex the cone.
yeah,
You know what I mean? They're like trying to go as fast as they can around the cone, and they can't like. It's like really hard to like detach that concept from like you don't worry about trying to get close to the cone. Just worry about going around the cone. It's like some like Jedi like the cone isn't the problem. It's the way that you're attacking the cone. I don't know. Whatever. You know what I
well,
mean?
yeah, I think like
But
yeah,
you're 100% right about the steering wheel thing. Like the
that's the
racers
biggest thing I
always have the
noticed.
hardest time like letting go of
Yeah,
the wheel.
yeah,
They can't let it like spin and grab it. They can't throw it and grab it.
yeah.
They like are trying. They're always trying to like correct and like shuffle really fast.
And then they end up hand over hand. When you get into hand over hand, like
It's game
I tell,
over.
yeah, it's game over. Or you're like you're pushing through an understeer. I'm like, dude, just reset the car, restart. Because we start out at the drift schools at Evergreen. We start out like doing donuts around cones, and like my thing that I always do is like I tell people to start doing tight donuts, like your nose on the cone, and then like start going wider, bring them tight. So I'm teaching people like the swirl. Like you get tighter on the cone, bring it wider, and I'm yelling at you, telling you what to do, throttle modulation, steering input, blah blah. So
Yeah,
that's like the thing that I've realized the most that helps people is um, like they firsthand see what happens when they're throttling more, they're giving more steering input, and like getting people to do like a swirl where they get tighter to a cone, wider, and then tighter again in one continuous skid. They understand what happens when they give a different input, throttle, blah blah, and it like, kind of calibrates them and gets them used to drifting, like drifting. But like once after that, then we start doing a figure eight around two cones,
yeah.
and then
Same
the
thing.
figure
The
eight
figure eight
obviously
is
where you really get the real practice because then you learn a transition, and that's like how most people warm up. Like when I get to the track, the first thing I do is like a figure eight usually. Like it warms up the steers, it warms up the rears, like it gets me fucking ready. Like I don't
yeah,
know, that's just my thing. I like doing like figure eights. It's hella fun. Like, but that's the biggest tool for like teaching people at those drift schools that I teach at is like
yeah. The figure eight was
figure
always
eight.
like the determining factor whether they were going to be able to do it or not. Because like a
100%.
lot of the autocross
Yeah.
people would just be trying to like aim for the cone and then like flick it
And then
super hard.
they're pushing the car,
Yeah,
or
they like
yeah,
push
they
the car
flick
and then
too
they
hard.
do
Yeah.
this, and then they're like trying to like flick around the cone. Dude,
100%.
I have never been me. Me and Will Griffith, who's like the other dude, one of the other guys coaching. We went out the night before, like in Willows, which is like the town where Thunder Hill is, and got like hammered, like trashed. And we are playing like Mario Kart. He brought his like N64. We were playing Mario Kart till like 3 in the morning or
Clutch.
something.
Oh yeah.
The next day, because we were like staying out there because it was like a few days. The next day, passenger seat, hungover, with like people learning to do donuts.
Oh
is
no.
the
Oh,
worst thing
oh
ever. You're just
no.
like trying not to throw up in the helmet, like,
Oh no, dude.
nah, yeah, yeah, that was good.
Bleh. That was good, but also bleh.
But also like stop the fucking car, please.
Dude, that's got to be the worst because like not only are they like inexperienced, so they're like doing fucking crazy like whatever, you know.
Just whipping it.
Yeah, the car's not even in control, like just fucking spinning out, whatever. Like, and then when you're staring at a cone trying to get him to do donuts, oh,
Mm-hmm.
and you're hungover, yeah, fuck that.
Yeah. Well, I already get like hella car sick, so it's just not a
Oh,
good
do you?
combo. Yeah.
With drifting in general, or shit like that, like where you're doing like a donut around a cone for a while?
It depends on who I'm riding with.
Dude,
Like,
that's fair. I yeah, that's fair because I've had that experience too. Like I rode with
the
someone that was like getting experience. We're going real fast, actually drifting, and it was like, whoa, shit. It was like the only time I ever felt kind of nervous, and I was like, oh, it's because like I'm not driving. But that was like early on,
I
and
get
then
nauseous.
it's
I get
so
nauseous
different
when
riding than driving.
I get nauseous when people do the big, like big angle to big angle to big angle to big angle. That messes my stomach up. But
That's
like
like pro style.
yeah,
Yeah.
like they just like blow the tires off the car every two runs.
Oh,
Like brr,
yeah.
brr, brr,
That
like
doesn't that doesn't
that
really
stuff.
fuck me up. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
That
Could be
sucks.
wrong. You know,
I mean, it's your body, dude, and that makes you sick.
it's my temple. You know,
It's your wonderland, dude.
it's my wonderland.
Yeah, but it. Oh, dude, I always think of fucking Wayne Newton in like, uh, what is it? Christmas Vacation? No, what vacation movie is that? Vegas Vacation.
That's actually how I learned where babies came from. Was the opening scene of that movie. I think.
Vegas Vacation.
Yeah, because there's like a tadpole swimming through the river. It's not a tadpole, it's a sperm. But there's like a sperm swimming through the. I don't really. I don't. Do I need to explain how this works? Anyway, in one of
How
those
are
movies,
babies made, dude?
dude, I literally learned
I don't get it. Tell me.
during a movie, and my parents were like, "Oh yeah, that's how you were made," and I was like, "What?" And then they like they like paused the movie and like explained it. But they were like, what better visual representation could we possibly give him?" And I was like, "All right, chill, dude, chill vibes."
You're like Aaron tried to swallow one of those, kind of.
Yeah, this is actually last month.
Oh, yeah.
They just told me, and I was like, "Oh, dude, Aaron tried to swallow one of those. I think he was trying to make a baby."
In his stomach. That's how that works, right? Like Rugrats.
Dude, I think about
Dude,
that. I actually think about that scene in Rugrats a lot. I'm really happy that you mentioned that. Like that was like a pivotal, scary point in like childhood. Was
I'm
like
glad you
think
knew that reference because I was like, I'm gonna throw this out there, and like he might be like, "What the fuck, Rugrats, dude?"
they all like don't they like shrink down and like go into his stomach? That's like the whole
Yeah, that
episode. It's
was
like
like the best episode
of
that
Rugrats.
of
Yeah.
Rugrats. Yeah, 100%. Besides the movie was sick.
Tommy Pix was just like, "What up, dude?
Dude,
Let's
Bill Picks.
let's get it, dude." And then
I don't know why I always like Chucky.
yeah,
He's like one of my favorites. I don't know why.
yeah. You know, Angelica, she
Bitch.
was
That
she was
bitch,
who she
dude.
was, you know. My friend had turtles named Phil and Lil.
Really?
Yeah. It's
Oh,
the one that did this tattoo actually. The
oh no
fucking
shit. Yeah.
octopus eating ramen. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he had turtles named Phil and Lil. Now he does tattoos. Small world, you know.
Sick. Yeah, I'm glad you got that reference though. But yeah, that's what I think the movie I thought about when you said that was Beavis and Butthead to America.
Yeah, I definitely wasn't like
'Cause
because
that was
they told
when
me
he was
pretty
swimming.
they told me pretty young. I think it might have like messed me up a little bit, but that's okay.
Huh.
I
I
was
don't
like
remember
I
when it
definitely was like 5 or something.
was pretty young.
Yeah, like I'm pretty sure like I don't know when did you okay, when did you find out where babies came from? How old were you? You're like
Dude, I have no idea.
26?
Like yesterday. I was like, oh, okay.
Like,
It's not the stork.
that makes a lot more sense.
Like, oh, you fucking, that's what you're doing when you're wrestling in the other room. When I'm drinking Mountain Dew, my parents are doing loud sex.
Like, oh,
Yeah, I have no idea, honestly. Probably super young like that. Like, because I don't know why this makes me, excuse me, but I don't know why this makes me think of this, but like, they taught me shit young. Like, when I was a little kid, we are in Texas and we had a swimming pool, and I was running around the swimming pool, and I remember pretending to smoke a cigarette, and I was like a toddler, and my dad, because my dad was smoking, and I look over at him, and he was like, "You think this is cool? Do you want to try it?" And dude, I was like, I think I was one, and I don't remember a lot of shit from like when I was
but
really,
you remember that?
but I remember that I go up and I try it, and I fucking coughed uncontrollably and hated it. I didn't smoke ever since. I've like never smoked cigarettes ever because
I
of that.
smoked cigarettes for a while. Actually, it's terrible. My
Well,
brother still smokes, and I'm really sad about it because I was like, "Do you
uh,
smoke?" Because like me and all my friends smoked, and he's like, "Yeah, probably." And I'm like, "Might as well just kill myself now, dude."
fuck. But point being, I think like they taught me shit at a young age like that, and it worked. So I think like they probably told me that pretty young. I was
Yeah,
probably 5'2", but
I don't know if that's like a good thing or a bad thing.
dude, I don't know. If I had a kid, I don't know when the fuck I'd tell him some shit like that. That like some profound shit.
Dude,
Like that's
I was
crazy.
like,
Think about that.
I was like the conspiracy theory kid in like kindergarten because I like figured out Santa wasn't real. And I went, dude, and I went to school and I was like telling kids,
In kindergarten, you
I was
figured
like,
that out.
check the wrapping paper, it's the same. Like, check the handwriting, check, dude. I was like on my conspiracy theory, like tinfoil hat, Infowars. I was coming at them, dude, and
Wow, ahead
like,
of your time, dude. Just a warrior ahead of your time.
I was like, you guys, it's all a lie, and they're like, and then the teachers found out, and I wasn't allowed to go to that school anymore, and that's how I started my great uh, track record of doing well in education.
And that's how Illuminati was confirmed.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah.
They expelled
I'm
you.
I'm part of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's that like?
Oh, it's chill. We like fucking hang out, drink brews.
You guys have big meetings with the elites.
Yeah. I mean, we just chill, dude.
That's cool. I
We
think
just
that's
like decide the fate of the fucking universe, or actually
the
pretty much just
conch, the
the
world.
world. Like the universe. Like well, pretty much what it is like we have these aliens that come down and then they like pretty much like give us like word is bond and then we like decipher that how we're gonna like make it happen.
Dude, yeah, aliens love East Coast hip hop.
Yeah,
They
dude, they come
definitely
down, they're like,
they
listen
talk
here,
like that.
son, word is bond, this is how it's gonna be. And then we're like, all right,
Oh,
I don't know how you like, that's how you
dude,
like, they pretty much they just learned English by listening to like the Wu-Tang 30 enter the 30 or enter 36 chambers.
that was their introduction to like
Well, I mean, like
human beings.
if you're gonna learn English, like that's where you should learn it.
That really places a time that puts it in a time and place. The when you believe aliens came.
Yeah, because like
It's
it
like
was like,
1991.
and then I was born, and they're like, okay, well, this guy's obviously in the Illuminati. Like, we got to get this dude in because he's
Yeah,
chilling.
he should be reptilian. That's for sure.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I was born pretty much like half a lizard, so like this dude's in.
Yeah, he gets it, dude. This guy
Look,
fucks.
look at my eyes.
Blink, blink, dude. I was like, it's kind of on topic, but I was actually really surprised with how much Japan is in. At least Osaka is into East Coast hip hop.
Oh, dude, they love it.
They love that shit. I was like, I
It was
expected
like way
American
crazier
culture.
back then too. Like 10 year or like 5 or 10 years ago,
I can only
it was like
imagine. Is
all
that when
those.
did you first go? Like how many years
It,
before our trip?
it
And
wasn't when I went, but it was like a friend went and he was lived there for a
uh,
little bit, and he's like, dude, he would just wear like random hats that he had from like the U.S. and he'd get like stopped on the street. They'd be like, oh, hip hop, cool, like, and you'd be like, all right, like,
okay. Yeah, you remember, dude? You remember that day we spent just going to with Mike to thrift stores and clothing stores, and then when we
yeah,
walk in, dudes were stoked because
and he,
Americans were in there.
yeah,
And then
And
Dude, I saw
he bought some
literally
vape stuff because he's fucking balling.
because gang shit.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah, something I might never know nothing about. Can't afford that.
I
But
mean, I have some
dude,
anyway.
fucking you remember when we saw like there's like NASCAR and like Budweiser hats and like old like
Yeah,
trucker hats?
yeah.
That's my buddy Pomflo, 100%. He has all the dad shit like that from like the early 90s and like 80s and shit. And I was like, dude, Pomflo, I was like, you could go to Japan with
I
a
feel like I
duffel
should
bag
like
of your
flex.
shit
I
and
gotta,
you'd be rich.
I gotta flex this tattoo in Japan now. They're gonna be like, hell yeah.
Dude, you should have. What the fuck were you thinking? But that blew my mind. I had no idea. I didn't think about it because like we're going to Japan. I'm thinking Meihan. I'm thinking drifting. But like I had just as much fun like hanging out with you and running around and bullshitting. And that day with Mike, like fucking yeah, that shit was so fun, dude. Like
We just like met those random kids, and they like one of them like knew him from like taking a picture of him like street
dude.
drifting. That was crazy.
Okay, for context, we fucking are walking around downtown Osaka and we see me and Palmer specifically like saw this dope like EG Civic with like net in the window, like super like Kato racer, like Conjo guy, and fucking we're like, dude, I was like, dude, I gotta get a picture of that. It's so cool. And we walk over and like Burst Speed Mike actually like had met that guy prior. Like they were like talking and like through like a translator app on Google and shit. And like the dude saw Mike's car, like the pink Skyline. He was like, "Oh, blah, blah, blah." And they realized they actually had met before in like 2015. I think it was when like Mike bought his Skyline in Japan and drove it around. They met, and here we are in like 2019, and like we happened to like walk up on the same dude, and we were like all talking for like an hour about how Mike like already knew those guys. And then some guy rolls up on a scooter after the dude made a phone call, and like
Yeah,
that
and
guy
he like
knew Mike, and they had met, and I was like, what the fuck, dude? Small world. I know Japan's not that big, but it's big enough that that was kind of crazy. Like,
yeah, small world.
yeah, that was anyway. That was cool. Like, I mean, seeing a pair of like old dirty bastard shorts for like $75, I was like,
Yeah, you almost bought those. You almost bought
yeah,
some Wu Tang stuff. They have
yeah.
some
I
cool
almost bought,
stuff, man.
dude. I mean, because they had shit like it's hard to find here, right?
Yeah,
Like, especially in Seattle. I mean, there's some cool like
yeah, dude.
OG clothing stores and stuff in Seattle that you can find, and you can find shit like that, but it'll be probably more expensive than that, right?
Yeah, and you got like you know.
Yeah. I didn't buy them though because I was like, dude, I could spend. I instead of spending $75 on that, I spent $75 on lights for my S14 because I was trying to do all
Also, isn't
crystal
your?
lights.
I mean, I hate to break it to you, but like, you know, your most famous rapper is Macklemore, dude.
That's not. Is he more famous than like Sir Mix-a-Lot?
Sir
At this
Mix-a-Lot
point,
from Washington.
dude, listen to his songs. He talks about MLK Way. That's in downtown Seattle.
Dude, there's an MLK way in every city.
I know, but fucking this one specifically, dude, he's fucking in Seattle, okay? Dude? It's not downtown
uh,
Seattle, but it's in a district.
all right, all right.
Yeah, Sir Mix-a-Lot, arguably a little more popular, but I don't know.
I don't know,
Macklemore's
man.
more relevant now, I guess. I mean, is he though? It's been years. No one's heard what the fuck Macklemore's doing. Speaking of Macklemore, though, he fucking did a rooftop gig.
Yeah.
When they're closing down. What was it, dude? Capitol? No. There was a record store in downtown Seattle, and dude, they were closing it down, and it was like a big deal because it's been around so long. I've even been there, and I was like, "Fuck, man, that's sad. They're closing down." And like he did a show to like fundraise for it on the roof in Seattle, and that was pretty dope. I didn't even go to it. I just thought it was cool that he did. I didn't go, but I was like, "Yeah, that's cool."
You're like, I'm chill, but that's chill.
Yo, dude, that's chill. Like, all right, you get a little more street cred for that, but like, I don't really fuck with Macklemore other than that. Other than like, he was standing up for like a local record store that was closing down. That was cool.
I mean, that's pretty sweet.
But
Yeah,
what reminded me of that is also I was driving. My parents moved north a little bit, and I was driving in their city in Marysville, and there was a band on a rooftop playing at. It was a random fucking. I don't even know what business it was, but I was like, "What the fuck, dude? COVID's got some weird shit going on. Like people are doing. I don't know what they're doing, fundraising, whatever they're doing." I was like, "It's cool, but it was weird seeing that." I'm just driving around middle of the day, nobody's there. It's like it's fucking 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I don't know. Like,
I mean, you guys do have Jimi Hendrix and Nirvana, so that's pretty cool. That's pretty chill.
Dude, so I've been to like where Kurt Cobain's from.
Yeah,
Um, it was like I listened to Nirvana growing up. Actually, like love Nirvana, but fucking I went
yeah,
to
dude,
their
same.
Aberdeen, like where he's actually from, and like went to his like childhood house because it's a really small town. It's not like I'm obsessed fan that like went to his town. It's like you have to travel through Aberdeen to get to Ocean Shores, which is this awesome fucking town.
Dude, yeah, we get it. You went to his house.
No, I'm just saying, like I've been through. I have to go through that town all the time, and one of the times we finally stopped and like checked out where he lived. Went to the bridge that he sung about sleeping under and being homeless at, and their sign says like Aberdeen, like "Come as you are."
Whoa.
Shit like that is pretty cool.
All right.
Yeah.
Fucking respect, dude.
And then Hendrix was from Renton or whatever, so like I think he was buried in Renton too. I went to like his grave with my
We went to the place where he died in the UK.
oh no shit.
Yeah.
Wow. That's heavy.
Yeah.
Sick, dude. You're cultured.
Yeah, dude.
I've never been to the UK.
It's
Erica
pretty
has.
it's it's pretty cool. I had like some drift people hit me up and they're like, "Come streeting," and then like other people hit me up. They're like, "Where are you at?" And I was like, "Here." And they're like, "Don't go streeting with anybody." And I was like, "Man, what do you guys want me to
Streeting in
do?"
the UK, huh?
I was like, "I'm down. Come pick me up." Like I don't have a car. Like let's
What
go. I went to
wow.
Driftworks and hung out for a bit. I don't know. It's tough when I
That's
do
cool.
those like international trips with the girlfriend because she like likes to go to cute shops and drink, coffee that was imported by like someone who has a name that they like tracked all the way to the bean grower. It has like a family history like on the anyway. You know what I mean? Like the like
Yeah, I
coffee
mean
like stuff.
yeah, I get you gotta have like a balance when you bring your girl with. Like I told Erica like that was my first time doing a trip like that, like to Japan, like gone that long, like that far away, and
She would have had a terrible time.
I got home and I was like, be glad you didn't come. It was
Yeah.
awesome for us. Like I even like staying up all night and like all the problems we had or whatever, like I
Yeah.
still had a blast. I look back on it and had a good time. I and definitely plan on going back and already would have.
Me fucking
Fucking
yelling at Austin.
but I told Erica like, dude, there's points where like even Phoebe was like fucking in the car sleeping or like
Yeah.
she was like, God damn, like I like Phoebe's a real one for sure. Cause I was like, Erica, you would have had a
Yeah.
bad time. And like Phoebe puts up with some real shit.
Yeah. I always thought, oh
Like,
yeah. She was like, "Oh, that was a trip." Like, and I'm like, she's like, "Well, I could have gone and like hung out and done my own thing." And I'm like, "Nah,
nah,
you
nah.
would have been miserable."
With like how far it is to
You'd
end
be like,
style and
you
like
like
the
go all the
way.
way to Japan and like here's like, oh, here's a cheeseburger, and she's just like, I want to be anywhere else, like.
Yeah, dude.
And I'm like, oh, this is the best thing ever, like.
I remember you
Sl-
saying like you don't plan on going back unless you're going to be driving. But dude, for real, I think you would. I think if you're like, oh
uh,
fuck, Aaron's going. Oh fuck, everyone's going. All
only if
right,
you go. I'm not
dude,
going.
100%. We planned on going like a few months later, and then COVID hit.
I
100%.
wouldn't have been able to do that one because
Yeah.
I okay.
I
So
wanted to do New Zealand, and I fucking couldn't swing it because of money. And then I sold all my shit to buy the Silvia, and I had all this money. And I was like, fuck. Like,
that was a good time.
it was like, yeah, it was just after New Zealand. And I was like, fuck, I really wish I could have gone to that. 'Cause
New
my buddy
Zealand.
Chitty is always telling me I gotta go. Like he's like he's like half Kiwi and he always goes and he's from
Dude,
BC and
it
he's like,
was.
you gotta go, and like I really wanted to, especially with you guys, man. It's always like a blast.
We'll go back. I
But
don't think that was my last time. I had too good of a time to not go ever again.
I mean, it seems like you guys all get along with that group
Yeah,
of
man.
dudes, like in the C's guys, and like obviously KSK is fucking sick,
They were
and
like the
like
best hosts. Dude,
yeah, they
KSK is so funny.
yeah,
KSK,
super cool dude.
if you get KSK laughing, dude, oh my god. Like,
Yeah,
it's,
super cool dude. Like didn't hang out too much in Japan, but got to like meet him at Meihan. Yeah, just super nice like collective of dudes that like we all. I don't know. It seems like, well, I didn't meet everybody else, but like the C's guys, it seems like everybody's like similar and like and, like
The
Ruben
C's
and
guys, the
stuff. Like I've
C's
talked to
guys.
some of the dudes on Instagram, and like it
You
seems
know
like
when they
they're
say
all
like
super
don't meet your
cool.
heroes, like when I met the C's guys, like that was like, dude, fuck that rule.
Yeah.
Like, cause like the C's guys. Okay, when I started drifting, I was into like the Meihan stuff, but I didn't really like know who was who, and I didn't really know like what was going on. And that was like right when like the C's cars were like they were on the internet a lot, and they were
Mhm.
like driving a lot, and like those were just like the shit to me. Like I was like,
Joel's cars
damn,
like BN, big wheels,
yeah,
and like slammed. I didn't give enough credit to like I watched C's videos way back in the day too. Like
mm-hmm.
when I first was watching videos, I found those guys too, and I didn't even know they were from New Zealand. I didn't know anything other
I
than
had knee
cool.
surgery, and I was like,
Yeah, I watched
I
those
was on
videos way back when.
Tumblr a lot because I was like the thing of the time, and they had like they always had like really cool shit on there. It was like them and Engineer to Slide. That was
Those
like
pics
all,
that circulated the whole internet, like
yeah,
those famous
exactly, and like
pics, his car's
videos and
jacked up, like
all
all
the
those pics. Yeah,
all the cool gifs and stuff, and I'll be like, all right, sick. And
yeah.
they had like posts on there and stuff that were all really cool. And so like going there, man, and like I got to like judge the team tandem comp like with Nigel from like Engineer to Slide
Yeah,
and like Mez from
yeah.
like Breckham, shout out.
Hell yeah.
Uh,
Man,
dude,
I fucking want to meet all those guys, man. Just like
not dude
talking
that.
a little bit in the group chat, I'm like, man, these guys are all like the same as us. Like
Mm-hmm.
it's crazy. Again, back to like how drifting brings like similar types together for sure. It's fucking crazy. I
Yeah,
think I never would have met anybody from
I'm
outside of the
going.
state if I wasn't into drifting.
I'm going to Poland next year for sure for next level.
Oh, really?
It's like decided. Yeah, I like talked to like a bunch of people already from there, because like they're like into it's like drift BMWs are like the thing there, and like Japan style drift BMWs like
Oh,
that's
fuck!
like
It's your people.
yeah, and like I don't know,
Are
dude.
you gonna drive?
It
Are they
looks
gonna
like they.
set you up?
Mm,
Oh,
yeah,
hell yeah.
I'm like gonna make sure. I'm not. I don't know if I want to go all the way over there like and just watch, but I would. But like
Yeah,
I don't know. I only get so many like vacation days a year, so
yeah,
if I'm gonna go somewhere far, I kind of want to get some seat time. But like some of the team
yeah.
cute guys are like, yeah, you can drive, you can share my car. I'm like, okay,
That's fucking sick, man.
yeah,
Oh yeah, that'd be fun.
I'm gonna go get
But
tatted up
make
by one of them.
make sure you, if and when that's possible, that means the borders have open back up, which means we can go back to Japan. Just make sure you can come. That shit was so fun.
Yeah,
Like,
we gotta
like I
like.
remember you were salty and you're like, if I go back, I'm gonna drive, but like, you
I
gotta
think I
go
would.
back
I
and
think I could
support.
do it like once a year. Also, so like once
Yeah.
Jason's actually building a car to send to Japan.
Hmm.
And so like once that's there, and then like Julian has like Jason's like, dude, you can get some runs in mine. Like it's not that I like want to drive the whole time. It's like I just want to get some laps in. Like
Just something. Yeah.
I want to
I mean,
like
I get it. The whole like before I ever went, I said the same thing. I was like, I'm not gonna go without driving. And then I knew driving was a possibility on this trip, but it didn't work out, and I was fine with it because I had such a good time. And I was
yeah, it's okay just to be there.
Yeah, I was perfectly fine because
I
first and foremost, like I am a driver. I like driving, and I was like, I'm
I
going. If
would
I'm
like
going to
to.
Japan, I'm driving. But I went and didn't, and just rode, and I was super excited. So
I wish the like Matsuri stuff at Ibisi wasn't so expensive. That we could all get cars and like go, but it's just like
yeah,
so much money now.
yeah, dude.
They
I
have
don't know,
like rental
man.
cars that we could get like Nico or whatever, but it's like I don't know. That's like a different trip.
Yeah, it seems like it'd be a separate trip for sure. Um, yeah, it was fitting for like my first time going with you guys. Like it was fitting going to Osaka,
Like
and
seeing all that.
yeah, because that was what I watched, and those are the guys that I watched. So it was
Hmm.
perfect. I couldn't imagine it any other way. And obviously, like that's not normal to me. Like that trip was not fucking normal. Like,
Yeah,
and I still am so grateful because like it's not like people's first time to Japan is not what happened
you don't
for
get to
me.
see all that.
Right. So I'm
Like
like
dude, my
still
first trip to Japan,
unreal
like I didn't get to
grateful.
see half of that. I got to go like up garage. I didn't get to go to N style. I went to Meihan. I went
Mhm.
to Ibisu and I saw Matsuri. or like what was left of it because it went on like a Sunday. And that was cool too, man. Like it was like really
Yeah.
cool to see the difference between the local drivers and like the people from that came from like wherever. It was like cool to see like the old man and his like it's pretty much dude. It's like the equivalent of like a 50-year-old dude with his like Mustang. It's all like supercharged and shit. At the drags. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's how it felt. And it's like he's there with his like wife and kid and just going out and doing the jump on Manami, and you're like, that was the sickest.
Yeah. How sick is that? That like that's another thing you don't see a ton of like mom and pop and son drifting here as you do there. Like you see like at Meihan, one of my
Yeah,
favorite
like the whole family.
cars, that orange Zinky. It
Yeah.
was like tiger themed. It was
Mm-hmm.
like a fucking. You saw that kid. He was like 16, and his dad
Mm-hmm.
was the mechanic. Remember, he
Yeah.
like backed up onto the wall and was like vertical and almost fucking flipped. And he'd stand on the car and they're like taking pictures and they're laughing. Like the dad's the mechanic. The young ass kid that maybe had his license was the drifter.
Yeah.
Like he was like he was like that's so cool. You don't see a lot of that in the States.
Yeah,
And
it's cool. We got to like sweep the track when the day was over. You threw down like, didn't you like throw down some flip trick like?
oh, dude, it seemed like tradition to like sweep the track after all the tire boogers and shit. So me and Palmer were out there fucking, I think even Shakib,
Yeah.
and it was just like kind of showing respect, like helping out, even though we
Yeah,
weren't
for sure.
drivers, we were like we're helping out.
Well, like that's
And
that's what it is. It's like all the friends and family, and then like some of the like, cause like the
it's
sometimes the
another thing
drivers.
that's way different. Yeah,
Yeah.
you don't see that in the States too much.
It's
I
like
mean,
you
you'll
came out,
see.
you hung out all day, like you got to ride in cars, like sweep the track.
Yeah, dude, I was just showing, like, for me, it was like just showing respect, like how long I've been watching that track. I was like, dude, I fucking like, I do a lot more than that for this place. It's done a lot for me.
Yeah.
Like, I fucking, like, pretty much learned drifting from there. Like,
Yeah.
my style and what I like, I learned from that watching as a kid. So, I mean, that was like a no brainer. I was like, hell yeah, I'll go help out. And then, yeah, dude, my legs, okay, we did a lot of walking in Japan. Like, dude, a
Yeah.
ton. There was one day we walked like 20 miles almost because it was like walk. Remember when we like trained and walked and trained and walked and we went to get the rental van and
Yeah.
dude that day that
It was hot too.
after dude after that my legs were wrecked. Dude, I wrecked them, dude. Shout out. Dude, my legs are fucking wrecked, but I was like, oh man, I want to get like a flip trick in front of like crossing the track. I want to like at least kickflip. It took me so many tries even to just kickflip.
Yeah.
Dude, my legs are so fucked. Yeah, that's all I had. But yikes. It was so dead. Trying to kickflip made me realize how tired I was and dehydrated and like hungover and like
Yeah. Going to
and
work on the car that time after the night that we had the wild night, that
yeah.
was the worst. That was the worst. That was the worst part of the trip for me. I think was
Yeah, that was rough.
swapping that like
Yeah.
uh external gate like on the bottom of the car, and it was all cold and like it was like all the bolts were super hard to get to, and I was just laying down there
Yeah.
like the sooner I finish this, like, cause like my eyes were all closing too. It's like
I don't know.
that's cool.
I looked at it as like fuck, I could be like doing this at home or here. So I was like, and I'm used to doing that kind of shit at home. So like I mean, you were the one lying under the car, but like I had no problem jumping in and wrenching too. And
Yeah, it
like
was cool. I
staying
mean,
up
like I
time
didn't.
because
Yeah,
it was like, and I
I
know you mean,
like.
I know you're not like bitching about it, but I just mean like for me, it was like, dude, doing that and like working on cars at N style was like a dream come true. So I was just like, fuck it. This is like, wait, you're able to do
Yeah,
this a lot. Like,
I feel
fuck it.
like
I'm not
I feel
gonna
like
complain.
someone was not particularly into it, but like I mean I get it.
Yeah.
But like at the same time, man, it's like I don't know. We came there to hang out and like support the homie like driving. It's like I
Yeah.
want to make sure everything's like as good as it can be. And we
100%.
tried.
Yeah. 100%. I mean, he deserves it too. Been putting in
Yeah,
the years, you know what I mean? And that's like when
yeah.
I talked to him about it, he
He
was
do the
thanking
same for
me.
us.
Yeah, when I was talking to him about it, I was like, dude, like you deserve it. You put in the time and blah blah. And I've gotten the same thing from Danny. Like Danny, when he offered to tow me to Thunderhill, he was like, dude, you deserve it. You've been like, and that's a dope way to look at like helping friends. It's like when you see like dudes have been trying for so many years and trying to make events and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like that little, well, that's a huge gesture, like towing me to California, but
Yeah,
like,
that's
like,
sick.
yeah. Um, yeah, that's always cool. You got friends that have your back. Like it's not really possible without that.
Yeah, but you only get that. I'm gonna circle back again, man. You get out of it what you put in, you know? Like
Yeah.
you if you're gonna be the type of person that's gonna go the extra mile for somebody, like they're gonna do it back for you. You know what I mean?
100%.
So that's just how it is. And like I think that like kind of goes. It just flows, and then it's like, all right, cool, we're like on this level. And then if somebody starts to get a little too comfortable, and they're like, yeah, let me take all this free shit, let me take all this help, you know, and then you're like,
Yeah.
all right,
Yeah. It's understandable. Yeah. I try and stay neutral with shit like that because I understand like people getting complacent and kind of milking stuff. I also understand the other side too. I've been on both ends. You know what I mean?
same for sure.
And yeah, I mean, let's be
It's
honest, but
it
I haven't
sucks,
ever
man.
been to the point where I milk it that much because I have worked so hard for everything. Like, you know what I mean? Like going back to like
You
working
know
at
what it's
Jiffy
like to
Lube
take
on a
time out.
budget and doing a 1J swap. I paid for everything. My parents didn't pay for any of that shit.
Yeah,
Like, and that was fucking tough. So I always remember that, and I never like asked for anything or
yeah.
tried.
My
I try not to.
my parents do not have money. They have not put a
Yeah.
single dime into me ever getting to do anything drift related. Like
On the
that's all.
other end of that, I don't hate on people that parents do help them with shit because actually, like the kid that bought my Aristo, like
Yeah.
I asked a good amount for it because they go for fucking like 20K now. Like, and I didn't ask
I mean, it was
that,
a
but like,
cool car, man.
yeah, like I built the suspension. There's a lot of shit done to it, but my point
Yeah.
being is like the kid's mom came here and wrote me a check.
See, that's sick. I
And I told her, I thanked her. I was like, thanks for like supporting your son and like buying this car because like you could go buy him like a brand new whatever the fuck, like
yeah.
Hyundai or whatever.
Yeah.
Like I was like, I
But
thanked
this
her
is
and I thought it
like
was cool. I was like, you're buying this 27-year-old car for
yeah.
like all this money and supporting your son. I thought it was dope. So I never hate on people like that, like some people do.
Nah.
I think it's dope. Like if your parents have the means, like it's cool. Better on you, I guess. Sometimes that goes awry though. I'm like, dudes don't learn
For sure.
lessons and like turn into
Dudes, there's okay,
dickheads, right? And cunts. But
there's all there's a full range of that, and there's a full range of people who had to make it on their own, you know what I mean? Where they like
yeah,
because they had to fight for everything, they like act like, you know, every penny is like a fight, you know what I mean?
yeah.
And then there's like people who like grew up and had everything given to them, but like they still have like strong work ethic, and then there's like the opposite. You know, I don't know. I don't
It's
really
fucking
know.
rare though. I have a friend like that in Canada. You'd
It
never be able to tell that he has money.
yeah.
And I think it's fucking awesome because he's got a work ethic and he doesn't flaunt it at all. And it's cool.
Yeah.
There's that's a minority for sure.
I think it depends on like how it goes. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like how it's received, and like how, you know, I think it's like a matter of like if the parents use the money to like keep the kid from being like unhappy or upset versus like they use the money to like help support them in like things to do to like motivate them to like work harder for stuff. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like if you just go
Yeah.
like, oh, he's upset, okay, buy him whatever he wants. That's when it like kind of goes awry. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Like,
Definitely.
but
Yeah.
whatever, to each their own, dude.
Yeah, dude. I don't know. I guess that's part of getting older too. Like, you're not like you're not talking shit about dudes on the other side of drifting, on the the people that like building cars versus driving them. Um, that's like I don't talk a shit about Hondas or grip driving anymore, or like you just start to learn and grow and realize like there's a place for everything and like a reason.
Yeah,
Sure. Yeah.
yeah, dude. Nothing matters. Nothing fucking matters. We're all just ants,
Yeah, dude.
ants in the colony, you know. And then we got the things that like, you know, keep us from going crazy when we're like in line going to get like a piece of a fucking Pop Tart and bring it back. You know what I mean? for the queen ant. Do they have queen ants? No, that's bees. Anyway, dude, I don't know anything. We're just dolphins, dude. We like to. We're just porpoises, and we're just flopping around through the world, and like
Just fucking yite into the water.
trying to.
Yite.
Okay. Okay. My neighbor's fucking hating me now. Like, what
Dude,
is this?
I always think about that when fucking Mark Rebier, like Julian showed me that Mark Rebier guy, and he's fucking singing oh dude, he's
Oh,
singing
he's
these
the
great songs. I'm like, man,
he's the best.
Hate him, dude.
Yeah, because he's always in some like tiny apartment. He's just like, I'm gonna fuck everything in the whole world with his like shirt off and shit. And you're like, dude,
He's
what?
fucking getting into it. He starts like
Yeah.
swinging, and then he starts.
I want to
and
hang
he
out with
does
him
a
so
great,
bad.
like ballad, like, and they can't hear anything, right? Like, so they probably just hear him fucking like just belting lyrics.
Yeah, yeah,
Sweet
for
as
sure.
fuck.
Yeah, that guy's sweet. I want to hang
Yeah.
out with him.
Yeah, that shit is fucking funny though. But yeah, your neighbors probably hate you. That's fine though.
It's cool. They always like walk around with like heavy. I swear the dude wears like concrete boots, like boots with like concrete on the bottom, and just like stomping. Just
Yeah.
you're like, what are you doing up there? One time I was,
What the
I was,
fuck? Yeah.
I had a meeting, like a work meeting, and I was like on my computer. I'm like, all right, cool. It was like hella important. Like my boss and like my boss's boss were in it. And I was like, all right, I gotta not fuck this up because I need to pay for cars. As soon as the meeting starts, just like
Like almost
on
on
the
point.
on
like
the
they
ceiling,
knew.
and I'm like,
Like on cue.
dude, I went up there.
What?
I went up there, dude.
You walked your happy ass upstairs.
Dude, I went up there. I was like, I'll be right back. And I went up there and I like knocked on his door and he was like, "Oh, hey." And like he opens the door and like behind him in his little living room area, the apartment above mine, is like some IKEA furniture like half assembled. And he was like literally like
Relatable.
he was like hammering things into the ground like and I was like
Oh.
and he's like, "Hey," I was like, "Yo, I got a work meeting. Can you like hold off on the furniture for like 30 minutes?" And he's like, "Oh yeah, you can hear that?"
Dude, it's like an explosion. He's like,
I was like, "Dog, I can hear every time you're doing like anything. Like
I don't even want to know.
I can hear when you guys are clapping without hands."
Oh, you hear when he's clapping cheeks, dude?
Yeah, dude. It's fine, bro. I don't know. Just
Yo,
gotta,
by the way, this motion. One time I had a neighbor stop by my house. He saw my 510 and he goes, it always brought up like conversations, like, because it's a 68 Datsun, right? So this guy was like, "Oh, I had one of those when I was a kid." He's like, "I did my first one in one of those." And I was like, "God damn!" I was like, "Did you really just say that?" Okay, picture this guy. He has like these big, thick glasses. He looks like fucking Milton from Office Space. He's like, and he's, dude, he kind of, and what's his name from fucking Trailer Park Boys, like kind of cross-eyed.
Yeah.
And he was
I
like,
don't know. Bubbles?
yeah, Bubbles. He's like a mix of Bubbles and Milton. And he was like, "I did my first one of those," and he was like cross-eyed. I was like,
You're
"Holy
like, damn.
dude, you can't write that shit."
Dude, did she clap your eyes across?
Dude, one time he like walked down into my driveway and Kai like freaked out and like barked and fucking like freaked out on him. And he was like, "Dude," he's like, "What's wrong with him?" I was like, "What's wrong with you?" I was like, I got hella triggered. I was like, "What's wrong with you? You come
Hey,
walking
man.
down into my driveway, like into my garage."
The fuck out of my driveway.
Yeah. He never came back after that, thank God, because he was a little weird.
Yeah.
Guy was a little off.
He was
Like,
probably trying to.
he was
know
trying
what
to
I mean?
clap my cheeks, and I ain't about that. I was like, "Get out of here, dude."
Uh,
But
he was trying to give you the old 510 wagon, you know?
dude, he was trying to get in my estate.
He was trying to give you some dot, son.
Oh, dude, what movie is it? It's like a used car salesman. He was like, "Oh man, I used to sell Datsuns," and the
You're
guy
gonna
was
have to
like,
be
"Oh, you
more
used to."
specific, dude.
There's a movie with like a used car salesman, And he was like, I used to sell Dotsons. He's like, oh, you used to sell small dogs? It was like such a dad joke. It was funny.
I don't know, man. Could be
I don't
literally
know.
any movie ever. I haven't seen it. I'll be honest.
Yeah, anyway, I'm glad that guy never came back. He was a super fucking creep.
He's gonna watch this and he's gonna be really disappointed.
Well, my neighbor that moved away actually told me he had uh, impacted wisdom teeth that he
Uh,
never took care of. And, like, I don't know if you know, but, like, if you don't take care of that,
yeah.
you can have brain issues and, like, nerves. You can have nerve damage that goes up to your brain.
Okay. I should brush
Yeah.
my teeth like 5 times a day then.
Lost kids.
Yeah, dude. Take care of your fucking chompers. You
Yeah, well,
know,
apparently that's this guy, so he's a little extra. You know what I mean?
a
I
little
mean,
loopy.
yeah. I mean, I don't know. My first thought isn't to go up to a kid and I fucking did this in one of those. Like, that's a little much. That's a little extra.
You're like, hey, dude, you got a different story you can lead with?
Yeah. Like,
I
hi, I'm
used to
Aaron.
have, I
How you
used to
doing?
have, I used to have one of those. I loved it. All right.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna
dude.
start walking up to people with like any random car.
I used to have one of those. I did one of these in those. It's like that's gnarly, dude. If you
Just
didn't,
walk up to
hi,
someone
I'm Aaron. You know.
getting into their smart car like in San Francisco and be like, ah, I used to have one of those. I did one of these in it. And
That's
they're
probably
like,
more accurate to the face he made. He was like,
yeah, I miss my
it was,
calling.
it was creepy, dude.
I
I
want
don't
to
know.
be like, I want to do stand up, but I like don't want to be famous. You know what I mean? Like, I just want to be like
Well,
that guy that goes to like open mic night and just like has a beer and like does
yeah.
stand up and then goes home. Like, I don't want to like I don't want to like be famous.
Do they have a Laugh Factory? I'm sure they do in San Francisco.
We
They
got we got like a bunch of so like
There's a ton in SoCal. That
it's
I've
all shut
been
down,
to.
right? Dude, I used to go every week to this one, and then I
Really?
started going to like multiple a week because I was like trying to like learn what like open mic night was and all all that stuff. And then I just like COVID happened, and I just stopped going. But like I was going for like
Because that's why. Yeah.
a year or so, maybe 2 years. I would go like a lot. Like to the point where they were like, "This guy's fucking back again. Like, what's he doing here?" One time, I backed into the light switch and turned all the bright lights on in the room. Like,
Actually,
actually, yeah,
wow. That's embarrassing.
that sucked. Yeah, and then I left.
It's cool you admit it at least.
The guy's like, and then it was like one of those light switches. It was like broken, so I couldn't turn it off.
Yeah.
So I was like trying to turn it off, and this like drunk dude came over and went and like punched it, like turned it off.
What the
Anyway,
fuck?
and he's like, "It's okay." I'm like, "I'm gonna go."
Dude, I mean, I feel like even spur of the whim, like fly down and I'll come hang out and we'll go to like a Laugh Factory or something. Like, it'd be a
All
good
right,
time.
I'm down.
And also, we have comedy clubs here. I mean,
Yeah,
uh,
Shelby's
you
friend.
guys can
Shelby's
come hang out up here, actually, you know? Like,
yeah. Well, we're probably I don't know. Shelby's talking about coming up there for her friend's like baby shower because her friend's having a child. She's having a tiny human. She's birthing a human object.
yeah, tadpoles swimming. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, they did
I've learned that.
they did the
I've learned that
coitus
now.
and then now they're having the child.
They wrestled and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, they did one of these
Oh, dude.
in a 510.
They did this in an estate wagon.
I mean, I don't really know how it happened, but it happened. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah. Well, that's cool. And they're from up here. And when is that?
I
When
don't
is
know,
it
but
due?
I might. I don't know. Maybe we'll hang out. Maybe I'll
Oh,
go with her,
that's a
and then I'll
shame.
just not go to the
Maybe
baby
we'll hang
shower,
out.
and I'll hang out with you. Well, I don't know if I'm gonna go or not.
We'll fucking do it.
She doesn't have a job right now because COVID and like her company shut down. So
Yeah. I mean, I live
sucks.
like 20 minutes from there, so like, just fucking
All right,
come up. Let's go, dude.
yeah, we can play beer pong, and you can lose.
Dude, you want to face me, dude?
Face. Yeah, dude, let's go. I'm uh,
1v1.
I'm gonna show you what these long arms are good for.
Dude, I have abnormally long arms for my height.
Sam.
Yeah. Oh, that's even more fuck for you because you're like 6'5".
Yeah. I have a larger wingspan than my height. They wanted me to be good at basketball so bad.
I don't even remember if I told you, but why I was saying you wouldn't believe me, you wouldn't believe me is when I played basketball, I skateboarded like as a kid growing up, so my legs were super strong, and I dunked in 8th grade at 6 foot.
Damn.
Yeah, and then going into 9th grade, I could like dunk consistently, like 1 foot jumper, one arm. Like I couldn't do like 2 foot or even like two hand, but like
Yeah.
I have really long arms and I could jump really high. Like I had a really good vertical. I never tested it, but because of skateboarding, my legs were like super gnarly, so I could like jump really high, and I was super
Yeah.
scrawny.
I
So
got my vertical's trash. I can jump like 4.5 inches.
yeah, I'm sure I don't have a good vertical anymore, but
You were there when I tried to dunk on that rim in Japan and everyone laughed.
yeah, what Michael Jordan like cardboard cutout thing.
Yeah.
I got a picture of like
All the
I don't
Chicago
think I have the
guys.
picture of you, but I got like Mike trying it. I got
Yeah.
Austin trying it
Yeah.
with somebody else. I can't
Yeah,
remember.
my feet are like just leaving the ground and then I like reconnected. Also, there's a picture of us. Casey from Shirts Tucked In took of us in New Zealand of us all like jumping in our like after the event. It's like one of those jump pictures and I'm like
Yeah,
my feet are like 2 inches off the ground.
and in your mind, you're like, dude, I'm fucking airborne.
I was like, I got fucking airborne, dude. I gotta learn how to jump. It's a little
Isn't that a
late,
weird
but
feeling? You like jump and you're like, oh shit, I feel like I'm really really far off the ground. I got hang time, dude. And then you see you see the picture.
yeah.
Oh, I got like 2 inches of hair that time.
It's like how I thought I used to be good at tanning. And then I'd see pictures and I'd be like, that one was sick, dude. I
Dude,
was on his fucking
right?
door, man. And then you see the picture and you're like, I was 8 car lengths. Like, what am I talking
Dude,
about?
isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
I like in the car, you're like, oh fuck, dude, I'm so fucking close, dude. I'm like Nakamura. I'm fucking on his door. And then you see a picture,
They were
you're
right,
like
man.
you're like a car length back. You're like, oh fuck.
Ryan and Julian have been telling me forever, like, you just gotta hit somebody to know how far away you can get. And like
Yeah,
I
dude. Gotta know the
Julian
limit.
was in the
Yeah.
S14. He's like, we're at the starting line. He's like, just hit me. Like, and I
Just
did.
go
And then,
for it.
dude, after
Yeah.
that, I was like, dude, I've been so far away for so long. Like, I should have done that like 4 years ago, 5 years ago, 6 years ago.
Dude, my first time ever leaving like a door mark on anybody was
I
at
mean,
Final Bout
I like
West.
hit the door. Like, it wasn't like a tire mark,
Oh,
like a
like you fucking like
yeah. Because I don't know.
taps.
I didn't
Yeah.
know what to do. Like, I was
Yeah.
like, well, floor it. And I was like, oh, okay, definitely don't do it like that.
But I was stoked because my first time leaving a door mark was at Final Bout West, and I remember I told you like my motors blew up, and I finally had one that put together, and I hadn't driven
Hmm.
in 2 years in my
And
own
then you went out
car.
and put a tire mark on somebody's door for the first time
Yeah, but my
after
point
like a
being
two
is,
year break.
yeah, and I
That's
was fucking dude, I was
man.
fucking so stoked on that dude. And matter of fact, like that led into like us getting invited to the first Super D Matsuri
Sick.
because like we drove super hard and like dude, I was pissed taking 2 years off because of a motor blowing up. I was like out for vengeance, so I just went super fucking hard. I tried my best, and like yeah, like felt like I was doing pretty good. And then like Julian DM'd me and they're like, dude, you guys are ripping. Like you should come down to Super D 2016, right?
Hmm.
And I was like, dude, that's fucking gnarly. I've never traveled that far. Like, dude, that Final
And
Bout
you guys
West
are
was
from
my first time driving outside of like Evergreen. Like
whoa, no
I
way.
only drove Evergreen, and that another point I have is like if you don't drive other tracks, you don't progress. And
For
like
sure.
I didn't drive other tracks. Like that's all I could afford. I went 20 minutes away to Evergreen, and that's why I go there so much. It's 20 minutes away from me. It's a good place to practice, but you really got to branch out to like push yourself. And like
Dude,
going to park, I really
doing that big trip is like huge. Like that time that we went to
huge.
DUI,
Yeah,
that was like my first like I mean, I'd gone like to like Oregon or whatever and
yeah.
I'd gone to park, but like going somewhere like that far, like
That's a long trip. Yeah,
and I had a
to
good time,
Penticton,
man.
that's far from me. So for you guys, that's pretty gnarly. And
Yeah.
that was a memorable trip for sure. We got some more good runs in there. But like
Yeah.
that park, that event was the first time like putting Mark on the door. I was like, all right, like I can do this. Fucking, I'm serious now, and I like started driving as much as I could. And
It like kind of like reignites like a little spark. You're like, okay, this thing that I thought
100%.
was like
Yeah,
almost impossible,
yeah,
I can do that now. Like I have to, but like, dude, I've been trying to
yeah,
drive because I did it, and then I was like, I need to drive as much as possible because I'm
oh
gonna
yeah,
lose it if I don't like
yeah.
solidify like that's now how I drive kind of thing. You know
Well,
what
at
I
least
mean?
you know that. Some people don't know that. Some people are like, "Oh, I do that once. I always got it. It's like riding a bike." It's like, no,
No,
like
you gotta
fucking, you gotta drive to like stay on that, stay
like
on
if
the
you
road.
hit like I've been
Like,
trying to get out of this plateau I've been on in driving for
mhm.
like years because I was doing like 3, 4 events a year, and it's like you can't like you're never gonna make it past
That's rough. Yeah,
that point. But it's like work, it's like I'm trying to survive and pay my bills and keep girlfriend happy and this and that. Like it's not like I'm 21 anymore and I can go to like every single Wednesday night. So it's like you gotta pick and choose, you know.
yeah,
Uh,
dude. Yeah, and that's what's tough too. Is like that's a whole
Honestly,
different
like this COVID thing's been
subject.
really helpful.
Being
Like it's fucked up, but like
able to save up money and
yeah, I like, wasn't doing anything for like 3 months, and then I just like drift
yeah,
events started popping up, and I'd be like, I'd sign up for every single one. I was like, I don't
yeah,
care, let's go. I don't
oh
care,
yeah,
where is it? Let's go. And then, uh, yeah, I just decided like, fuck it, man. Like this is my year. I'm gonna get good at like chase driving because I've only ever won anything in drifting like being part of a team tandem.
oh
Like
really?
I've never gotten. I mean, I did Super Am, and I won every round, but it was like single runs. And then I got third in like the tandem comp because like I don't know, I just never figured it out. Like I always thought I was closer than I was. I was always bad at like mimicking the other car. Now I'm like trying to I'm starting to figure it out.
Yeah, hell yeah, man. I've seen you progressing. That's like I dude, I was stuck in a rut for a while because I at Evergreen, if you don't have a cage, you only can run solo, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, and like I was saying back then, we didn't have cageless tandem. So I got extremely good at the course. Like cuz I did it for 3 4 years straight,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like over and over
And it
and
was
over again.
always the same layout.
And it was always the same layout. So I got so bored of that fucking layout. I still to this day like barely run it. In the past 3 years, I've maybe ran the 3/8 bank course a handful of times. I got because I did it 4 years straight. I literally
Yeah.
could,
And it's
dude. I
probably
could
like
in
it's
my
probably
sleep. I
it's
could
a
do it. I could like. There used to be a bump before they repaved the course. There
mm-hmm.
was a big pothole. I used to swerve into that pothole and like it would jump the car and bounce, and then it would faint the car. So I do clutchless entries by hitting a fucking bump and jumping the car and then bouncing and then doing the bank. And I got bored of it because it was literally, and
Yeah.
it's not that I'm that good. It's that I did it for 3 4 years straight. Like anyone that
Yeah.
does that
And it's
long,
probably like a tire cooker too, huh?
100%, especially on the driver's side, because it would camber in because you're on a bank, and then it would just roast that tire, and then you'd have one fucking fresh tire and one burned from
Yeah.
camber wear, right? And um, dude, I got really really good at that course, like over and over and over again. So when I finally got a cage and could tandem, I was such a good lead driver because I ran solo for so many years.
Yeah.
So everyone that was like, dude, we can't wait for Aaron to get a cage. Like it was like 2013, 2014. They're like, all the local drivers back then were like, we can't wait for Aaron to get a cage, so then we can like fucking follow him because he like that's all I do for like
Yeah.
years, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like
So
he's not
that
gonna spin.
yeah, yeah. So that made it really, really easy to transition into tandem. I practiced for years and years solo. Um, Not to say that's how you should do it, but like it helped me so much because I could lead and I wouldn't even think about the car behind me. I'm just like, oh, you just do the run that you're used to doing. And like I knew at that point how to put the car where I wanted it. I wasn't just along for the ride. And fucking it was easy at that point. It was like a cakewalk. And then it led into tandeming, like because I would follow somebody and I'm like, oh, it's the same thing. Just don't fucking crash into the guy in front of you. And then like that's how I learned how to like at first I don't like left foot braking now, but like I learned how to left foot brake because like I was faster than this SR guy
Mm-hmm.
and like I fucking was gonna crash into him. And if I e-brake on a bank, you're gonna suck down and fall down the bank. And so like I started left foot braking and I was like, oh,
It's
that's
good to
kind of
have
wild.
it's good to have those tricks in your bag though.
Yeah, like I got it if I need it, and it came in handy like a few weeks ago when I was driving with like Wataru, because like he
Yeah.
came from Japan and like he was trying to drive like US style with his practice car, that S14. He's an FD Japan driver, so people that don't know, he like came to Oregon and like he came to Evergreen for an event,
Mm.
and it was the first time I'd ever seen somebody turn on and off a driving style. Because that guy drives at Meihan, he drives at like different courses, and he runs FD Japan, so he knows the criteria and what US driving does, like really wide, flowy, outer zone shit, right?
Mm.
Like not a lot of like inner clip stuff. So like he was driving like that, and in my Silvia, the e-brake doesn't work very well, and I purposely haven't bought brakes because it's pushing me to like not use it as much. Like with right hand drive, I need to practice that more because I've only driven a handful of right hand drive cars. So like,
Yeah.
especially in like aggressive drifting. So like, I purposely don't have my e-brake. It doesn't lock. It just slows you down. So like, I was behind him and like he was going so slow because he was going super wide, and I was left foot braking, and I was like, man, I fucking hate left foot braking, but like I'm in a train of like 7 cars. If I fucking straighten out, like it's gonna cause a wreck because we're all like
Yeah.
stacking up.
Yeah.
But I left foot brake, and I got to the point where I just passed him. Like I just said fuck it, and I was like, maybe he'll like it, maybe he'll be pissed at me because
Yeah.
it's like a culture difference and he doesn't speak good English, I don't speak
Yeah.
good Japanese. So I was like,
Yeah.
I passed him, we went back to the pit later after swapping lead chase, and he was super stoked. But I watched him switch it on and off. He immediately saw the way I drive because I'm influenced by them, and
Yeah.
he's influenced by us, and he's trying to drive like that.
Yeah. That's wild.
And there's a handful of dudes that drive like that in the Northwest, like fast, snappy, like Japanese
Yeah.
style. But watching him switch it on and off was fucking super cool. And he's a really good driver
Yeah.
for the
That's
amount of
crazy.
time he's been driving. It's gnarly. He's only been driving like 5 or 6 years. He's really young, and I've never seen anybody switch it on and off like that, like driving style. Because he was going super wide, locked out, and then he saw me pass him, and he was like, what the fuck? And then, you know what I mean? Like, I didn't want to big dick him, but I was like, I'm either going to hit him at this point because I was like left foot braking, and I fucking hate left foot braking.
Yeah.
So I just passed him because I couldn't stay behind him. Like at that point, he was going so
You're like,
slow.
dude, we're in this.
Yeah. And after that, he switched it off, and he was like, I was playing catch up. He was so fast. So it was cool to see somebody switch that on and off, and I've never seen that, especially a Japanese driver.
That's kind of
Um,
cool.
yeah, it was really cool. It's a cool
Come over
experience.
here and just be like, yeah, all right, I'm gonna drive your guys' way.
Yeah, but see, like, I think it was funny because for him, I would imagine like seeing me drive like that. He was like, "Oh shit, that's like how we drive," and like everyone else at Evergreen, for the most part, doesn't drive like that. Like they drive really wide and flowy and slow and outer clip. There's a handful, like obviously Julio is like really good at driving and like knows how to throw down. He was one of the dudes like driving with us, but like, yeah, that's not what they look for in like FD. So like that dude came over and was practicing and was thinking, oh, we're in America, like I'm gonna drive like this. So it was
Yeah.
like fucking cool to see him like switching on and off because that dude, knowing that he knows how at least is cool.
Yeah.
That he
Every
knows how to
time
drive fast.
every time I think that I'm like good and I'm like up there with like, a certain like percentile of like driver, there's like more people from Japan that just like rip and or people from here that are
Yeah,
like Julio or whatever, like dude, that kid's like 12, I think he's 25, but
he's like the youngest man alive.
yeah, but he's like super good, super humble, super like chill, like because like there's somebody like that in every city maybe potentially, you know what I mean? Like you
Yeah,
don't know all the people who like really rip like that if they're not like on the internet, you know what I mean? So it's like I kind of like people like Julio because it's like, man, like I gotta step it up, like, you know what I mean? Like
yeah,
this is like young dude who drives this shit to work, like fucking
yeah.
flexing on me, man. Like I gotta practice, like so.
Yeah, man. That's for sure. Like there's I think it was like when I was talking to Ilya about like one time, one of the Cali trips I did and Ilya randomly showed up. He was like telling me about like street drifting with this dude that like was doing fourth gear entries on the street in Japan.
Yeah, I saw videos.
And yeah, he showed me like some clips, right? And he's like, yeah, this is a guy you'll never hear about. He's not on the internet, and he's like probably middle aged, right?
Yeah.
So he's like, even Ilya was like, as long as you think you've been driving, you go over there and you get humbled, and you're like, there's some fucking kid or dude that can drive way better than you, and like, I definitely always remember that for sure, because like just when you think you're getting good, like
You're not.
you're not. Yeah. There's always improvement, and that's like
Yeah.
one of the things in the Northwest, like,
But it
dude,
shouldn't discourage you, I think. That's the thing.
no, 100%. But there's like, dude, huge point for me to say right now is like, dudes in the Northwest, like, there's a point where dudes think that no one can tell them shit and they're the best, and because they get like an FD banner on their car, and they're like, you can't tell them shit. Like, the dudes that I've seen progress and do better are the dudes asking questions. And I've had personal friends that are running Pro-Am that have asked me to come out and come to Evergreen and help them with technique and stuff. And I was like, dude, I never ran or run Pro-Am or like went pro or anything like that. I thought I was going to go that route. I won a grassroots, like, back in the day, I used to run grassroots against like 100 different drivers. Grassroots used to be a huge, way back in the day. Like, there was like 100 drivers overall, and there was like pro drivers and stuff like that. And I won the season and I did well. The like sponsors that promised shit didn't deliver. I saw like money going down the drain, and I was like, this isn't the route I want to go. And then I chose like team drifting. And that's when I chose like back to my roots, like watching Japan drifting and stuff like that.
I think we all
And
kind of had that same experience.
I think a lot of us have, and like, I definitely am one of them. And
Except I didn't win any competition.
yeah, I definitely want to like compete in some shit again, because like,
I
I
do
mean,
too, man.
it's,
I've been thinking about it. Like I don't know. We've all been kind of talking
yeah.
about it a little bit. Like
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah, I think you should, because it's definitely like a different side of drifting that you get to visit, and like,
I need
you
to like
know,
prove to myself that I am at least at like a level. You know what I mean? Like it's like kind of it's like you can't really say anything until you go
yeah,
like Super D Northwest got knocked out first round, right? Like
yeah.
I mean,
I mean, but that
I've
sometimes in
always
those, man,
qualified high. I've always
sometimes in those kind of events, though, that's the thing with drifting, is like, some of the best drivers can still get. That's the thing with drifting, is like, some of the best drivers can still get knocked out.
yeah.
You know what I mean? So like, you
I don't
can't
know.
really judge how you feel about yourself off of like how you do in a competition.
I think it's because my
You know what I
chase
mean?
driving has always lacked. Like I've always been like a consistent lead driver, and the
Hmm.
problem is because of that, like all people have to like because I'm a bad chase driver, or because I was,
Yeah.
or because I still am probably, but I'm working on it.
Well, that's how you
Like,
feel. Okay.
I don't know. I'm a little perfectionist sometimes, like too much. But
Yeah, I'm the same way.
I think like because I can I don't know. I don't like play games or anything. I just like throw down a lead run that's like chaseable.
Yeah.
And like because I do that, then the car chasing me, like I'm not like running a weird
Fucking
line or trying to like do anything shitty. Like
yeah.
it makes it easy for them, and then I run my chase line and I like try and go too hard, or like you
Yeah.
know, I'm not good at like gauging the different like car speeds or whatever at like chasing yet. Or I mean I am, but not.
Well,
I don't know how to explain it,
yeah.
man.
No, that's a good
I'm
point.
just
That's a
I'm not on like the level that I want to be, and I'm trying to get there.
well, that's a really good point. Because like at Super D Northwest for me, um, like, I'm super hard on myself. Like, I'm always like my worst critic, and like, fucking, oh, I fucking suck and blah blah blah. But that's like not really a good way to look at it, because like, for me at like Super D Northwest, like, unfortunately, like when Julian blew his diff and I moved on, um, like, I wanted like a head to head battle, like
I
a
know. I
honest.
remember
I
seeing.
wanted an honest battle, because like I had a decent chase, and
Yeah,
like I know that his car is faster and he has more grip, so I like
yeah,
made sure to like fucking. And it was all fun. We didn't treat
yeah. You had a good
Super,
chase.
dude. We didn't
I
treat.
was like, this gonna be good.
You're like yeah, dude. I was hyped, because I was like, immediately I knew like his car's faster in drift, and I was like, fuck, man, I gotta like stick it to him, because he's gonna stick it to me.
Yeah,
And when his diff blew, I was just bummed out. But I was also hyped, because I was hyped because in the pit, Adam LZ walked in front of me and like stood in front of me and was like talking to Julian. He's like, dude, I'm stoked to battle you, blah blah blah. Meaning he automatically assumed Jillian was going to beat me. So like in my head, dude, from I've competed in the past, and I was like, dude, I'm ready, dude. But I didn't treat that event like that. I didn't look at Jillian and go, I'm gonna fucking beat him. I looked at him like, dude, this is gonna be fucking fun. And like
Yeah,
me and him are like stretching our backs out, lying on the ground, stretching, and
yeah.
like he runs in the pit and like laces some like real shoes on. I was like, oh shit, he's not playing. He's not wearing Crocs for this. We're fucking gonna go at it. All right. And like, dude, we looked at it as like fun. You know what I mean? I didn't look at it as like
Yeah,
pro
you had your
am or
friend
grassroots.
riding with you. Your like big
Yeah,
ass friend.
yeah. My big ass buddy is riding with me.
I was
Like,
like,
you
dude,
know
he
what I
added
mean?
like 300 pounds to his car for the comp, like battling Julian. What
But
a
he was
fuck.
yelling the whole time, hyped, and I
Yeah,
treated it as like a jam. You know what I mean? And that's what it
yeah.
was. Fucking
That's kind
fun.
of how. That's
And
kind of
that's
how.
why I like Super D is because it's like Super D Cup is like it's serious. It's real fucking competitive driving. But like at the end of the day, like you're having a good time, and it's all like-minded individuals. But anyway, when I moved on, and I remembered Adam LZ like standing in front of me, automatically assuming he was going to face Julian.
Yeah,
I hated that I won because Julian's diff broke because I wanted a head-to-head like
yeah,
actual. But I was fucking hyped because I was like, all right, that's right, bitch. Like I'm gonna fucking come at you and like show you what's up. Like
hmm
I'm not just a random kid, you know. And like I took him one more time, which I was like, I wasn't surprised because I was like, dude, I'm confident. I'm not cocky. I don't think I'm the best, but like I'm confident in my driving, which I think is important in a driver is like be confident, but don't be humble as well. But
yeah,
like I was confident that like I can actually win. Like this guy drives every day and he's like a pro driver, but like
yeah,
I feel like I can actually win.
yeah.
So I took him one more time, and then in my head that was enough like gratification for
I
me that I
mean,
was like,
even that second battle was like really close too. Like you didn't let him have it.
no,
Like
dude. But like
you didn't go out without a fight.
what made me bring that up is when you said like I always go to like how you said you always go too much or like try to. So the reason why I lost is like I fucking remembered that no one was going like super deep and wide. And
Hmm
I was like that last run, and I had like Grivas on that are really greasy. When you get like a ton of runs in them, they're really greasy. And I had them really low pressure, and I ran super deep, and there's tire boogers, and I fucking washed out. And instead of trying to like beeline back on the track and like cause a wreck or something,
hmm
I fucking went off track and drove off track because I didn't want to cause a wreck. And that was me bowing out, like saying like fuck, all right, like I washed out. But like that proved to me like all right, I'm on the right track. Like keep your
Yeah,
head straight, like keep working, keep grinding. You know what I
yeah.
mean? It's like that dude drives 100% more than I get to drive, and I was stoked to even take him one more time. It was like a win, a small win for me. I was just so hyped, but it was all fun. Like Super D is like real competition, but at the end of the day, like it's a jam
Yeah,
session. Like that's what was dope about it.
yeah. I gotta get better at uh like accepting defeat. You know what I mean? Like I'll lose and I'll be like, it just gets
Oh,
me, man.
dude, I went back into the pit and I was fucking pissed because I'm in comp mode. I'm not
Yeah,
in like, and especially against LZ, I was like, I'm in fucking comp mode. Especially when he like had his back turned to me and
yeah,
like disrespect me like that. I was like, dude, I'm in comp mode. And
yeah,
I like
dude.
went back to the pit and I was pissed. And my
No
friends
one,
were all hyped.
no one disrespects Aaron, dude.
No, I was just full. I'm really competitive, so like I got in that mode. But
Same.
afterwards, it was
What
like
does LZ stand for anyway?
I don't remember his name, but
Adam
his
looks
last name.
good.
No, we talked after that. Like LZ came up to me in the pit, and I think after that, like I earned his respect or
Yeah,
whatever that's worth.
dude,
And
that's
like
chill.
he talked to me about Jay Z's shit because I had a Jay Z, and like it was cool. After that, it was chill. Like I let it go, but I was like super fucking like I don't know.
Damn,
I get really competitive. That's why like I
same.
stopped competing back in the day. I was like, man, this gets like pretty
Same.
bad.
Yeah, I had a couple
Middle of,
bad like events, and I was just like, dude,
yeah,
I don't want to feel like this after a drift event.
yeah. Accepting defeat
I
sometimes is
like
tough.
qualified
For
first
sure.
out of like a giant handful of people, and then I got knocked out first round, and I was like, I took it
Yeah,
really hard.
that happened to me a couple of times. Like qualified first, and then I'd get like third place or like fourth place. I'm like, it's
I'd be
discouraging. But
I'd be okay with that, honestly.
yeah, dude, I got some fucking trophies, dude. I got metal in the garage, but
Dang.
Yeah, but no, I realized like I wanted to go a different path. I didn't want to go like pro-am and stuff like that. So I never even like gave it an attempt. But
Yeah.
I mean that's okay with me because I've had an awesome ride as far as like grassroots drifting goes. Like
Yeah.
it's been worth it.
Yeah. I mean, you could be like, you know, driving the Tide Mustang or something if you went after it really, but you know, you're not.
That's what I always said. Like if I went back in a competition, I was like, I'll drive for someone's shop or like a shop car, but I don't want to privateer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? As far as like prime or something like that, I'm not
Dude.
against like running it, but I would do it in a shop car, but I won't fucking do it like in my shit. Like
Yeah.
that's not what I want to enjoy in the privateer version of what I want to
Yeah.
do.
You heard it
But
here first. If any shops want to like give Aaron a car and like build it for him and then like also make it fast and then he gets to just show up and drive it. He's down, you know?
I'm down, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, there's one point. There's a dude in Canada that was like gonna build an R34. He was like serious about like having me drive like a V12 R34. And I was like, it's super fucking random, but uh, I was like, yeah, I'll do that. That sounds dope.
I mean
That's not my cup of
it's
tea,
pretty
but
much just like a wider straight six, you know? Wider, heavier straight six.
yeah, but I don't know. Like, I'm not against that kind of shit, but I'm just doing what I fucking the version I enjoy of it.
Same.
You know.
Alright, dude, well I'm a fucking cruise, dude.
All right, I'm gonna head out.
Same. I'm gonna head out.
All right, dude. Yeah, I feel like we could probably talk 24 hours.
Yeah. I don't
Maybe
think anyone
like,
would want to watch that, but that's
no, I don't think so either.
I don't know if anyone's gonna want to watch this.
How long is it?
But we're here. I don't know, dude. I don't even know when we started.
Yeah, it's pretty long.
I
Yeah, it
think.
doesn't even say. Oh well.
What time did I send you the text? Let's see. 4 hours ago? Yep.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking long.
I mean, dude, it's a good one. That's the goodest. All right, I'm gonna end it
Man,
right
and you
now.
know what? We're gonna have to do another because we didn't even finish.
Yeah, do you want to shout out your fucking? Do you want to shout out your grandma or anything?
No, dude, my grandparents are dead, man.
Oh, okay, Sam.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Well, on that positive note, fucking don't die from COVID, everybody.